Well, oop. Guys, I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I'm literally so dumb. So, a few exciting things. One, look, it's Wolf's PNG. What does that mean? It means Wolf's gonna be here. Also, hi everybody. Also, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry I'm late. These things always take more time than I think. Let's make that nice and small so it fits the PNG. Nice. I think that's no. Come down, lady. Come down. Okay, there we go. There we go. Hi, nerd. No you. No you. Real hands. Yeah. Real hands. Please enjoy my child ring that I bought at Target. I love it. It spins. I mean, frick. Look at it go. But yeah, I thought it would be fun if Wolf was here. But then he had to go walk his dog because apparently she was judging him. I've never heard of this before. I didn't know dogs could even do that. I mean, Cerber saw what I eat in a day, and she didn't even judge me. So I think dogs are pretty non-judgmental. What pliers are these? Okay, so I love these. These are my strippers. So they're like amazing. You've got like, right, you got cut right here, and then you have all like a bunch of different gauges, but usually you can find the gauge you want. And if not, you just do it the old-fashioned way. You just brute force it with the cut part. And then these right at the tip, pliers. Isn't that great? Tercio!
Yeah, 3 months. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for 6 months. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I really like these. However, my hands are kind of too small for them. So when I use them, I can't like, I can't reach. So I gotta like kind of use 2 hands, like hedge clippers. It's embarrassing, but that's fine. It's fine. No, you. Okay, so I'm pretty excited about this. Yes, thank you. Congrats on 18K. Thank you. Yeah, we just hit 18K. I'm very excited about it. What am I drinking? It's Spindrift seltzer. It's got lemon juice in it, but otherwise it's just seltzer. I don't know. I like it. You love these pliers? I love these pliers as well. You recommend engineer strippers and crimp pliers? They do, I'm sure. Wow, perfect comp! Oh my gosh! Thank you so much for the tier 3!
Damn 4-month time fly by.
Damn. No, dang, 4-month flyby. Time fly. It truly do, perfect cop. So, yeah. That's what we got going. Oh my god, look, when I shake my hand, my ring spins. Isn't it the coolest? I'm like obsessed with this thing. It's so embarrassing. Thank you, Diano. Yo, hey, Crazy Fruit! It's been way too long. I miss you. Write to me. I love you. I hope you're doing well. You're a constant inspiration to me, and I miss you. Anyway, sorry, that's an IRL friend that I'm just being a dork to. Also, can you hear my cat sadly crying from outside of my bedroom? Just like, why doesn't she love me anymore? Aquaflux! Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the sub. Oh, thank you for the hydrate as well. So, what we got here? This is the circuit, right? All ready to go, except, you know, this is shaped like a square and plugged into a breadboard, and instead we want it shaped like an antenna plugged into an antenna. So, this is the same guy as this, and we are going to be reproducing this exact circuit, but inside of all these. So, there we go. Wow, Alderman, it was good to see you. Okay, so that's
Hello.
our plan for the day. Wow, look who's back.
Yeah, spoiled princess of a dog. She cannot be refused.
She judged you, apparently? I've never seen a dog judge anyone in my life.
So it's raining today, and she hates the rain, so she refused to go out all day. But on these days, eventually she gives up, but she'll judge you the whole time to make sure you don't say I told you so.
Yo, oh, Dorshcam, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Wolf, can I just say, like, you never know what someone's voice is gonna be like when you invite them to stream with you, or what their mic is gonna be like. So there was a chance that you were gonna be like, you know, like real
Xbox mic.
Yeah, Xbox mic, and your voice would just be like perplexing or bad or something. Your voice is so nice.
Oh no.
And your mic is so nice.
Thank you.
I'm relieved.
Oh.
I was like a little bit worried that no one was going to be able to understand you, and they were going to be like, "This was a terrible idea, Ellie. Why did you do this?"
Mais je peux parler en français, and then no one will understand me.
I changed my mind about Canadians who speak French. I didn't mean to.
No, trust me. I don't like speaking French.
Why? Starsies, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome.
Wow. Oh, just 10 years of my education being in French, don't like it.
Dang, they hammer that stuff in.
Well, I chose to be in French immersion.
Whoa, really? Why? Wait, you hate French, but you chose French immersion. Explain yourself.
I can't.
French is way too gendered.
I like challenge.
I kind of like that, though. I kind of like that because I do kind of arbitrarily assign genders to the objects in my space all around me all the time. I'll be like, oh, this wire's being a sassy little boy. Like, I just...
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I don't know. I feel like, you know...
It can be fun, but it's the fact that there's no alternative to it is kind of
that's
interesting.
Fair, yeah. So, instead of me just fiddling with my ring, why don't we get started, huh? Okay, so.
Oh, fancy ring.
Thank you. I got it in the children's section at Target. Look at.
Hey, good deal though.
It's been. Oh, I should be sharing. I should be like directly streaming to you. So
I only have a 2.7 second delay, so I'm fine.
No, you're gonna get better. Just wait. Just you wait. I'm gonna do better for you. I'm gonna do better for 5 of you. You might be able to see my IP address, just like don't dox me, whatever. I don't care.
Oh, that's fine.
Right? Whatever. Hi, Wolf. Slightly earlier than everyone else.
Oh my, a whole 2 seconds earlier.
Yeah.
I'm in the future, everyone.
Who's our guest? Our guest is Wolf. Wolf is the person who made you. Wait, you used to stream?
Not seriously since 2019.
Oh my god! Dang, you got on that train early though.
Oh yeah, I've been around for a while. But yeah, that's not important.
Sorry. No, but people were saying it because I was like, wow, your voice is real nice, and then everyone was like, oh yeah, because he used to stream, so.
Oh, that's not why I have a good mic.
Wait, why do you have a good mic then?
I just wanted a good mic.
Fair, I guess.
Yeah, I like tinkering with things and working things out. So I was like, you know what? A good mic will help me do things in the future with weird
what kind of mic
stuff.
Do you have? Do you have a better mic than I do? I'll scream.
I don't. It's an AT2035.
I don't know him.
Yeah, I used to have an AT2020, but it died after 6 years. One of the capacitors inside blew, and I could have replaced it, but at the same time, the AT2035 was on sale, so I was like, minor upgrade, let's go.
Yeah, audio equipment, people always throw it away when it's like the most basic stuff that went wrong. It's always the caps, or it's always just like one wire came loose somewhere. And if you're willing to open it up, you can fix them. But also, it's like often not worth the trouble. So
yeah, it was definitely a cap because it was a particular hissing sound that would sometimes go mute and then static.
Ayo.
And that symptom is exactly what will be caused by a capacitor blowing in that audio interface sort of thing. So, I mean, at the same time, I didn't like it anymore because it was USB based, and I'm like, please no, I don't like USB microphones anymore.
Yeah, understandable. So. We'll wait. Yeah, thank you. I love the ring so much. I'm gonna be doing this all stream, and I'm really sorry, everybody. I'm really sorry. I'm repenting. I'm repenting for my sins. So we'll wait. How much was the mic? Because I'm 90%. Wait, why are you getting hotter? Why is my soldering iron getting hotter? I didn't tell her to do that. My God, stop.
Oh no. I genuinely don't remember how much it cost.
Hmm.
I could
Hmm.
check.
No, ballpark it. Ballpark
Um,
it.
I want to say like 80 to 120
Okay, it
Canadian.
definitely is better than my bike. Ah!
Uh,
Oh, frick
and
you.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of like extra processing I'm doing right now because it picks up everything.
Oh, my
So
mic picks up
yeah,
nothing. I gotta be like right up. I gotta have my mouth like on it. Otherwise, we get nothing. Which is like why I picked
yeah.
it.
Now,
I picked it because I have like a loud apartment building with nothing I can really control, and also a loud cat who demands
oh,
attention
oh,
constantly. What's that?
yeah. Oh, that was a device owned by
I mean, God, I would. I mean, by the chain of command, maybe. I mean, because right, if you are like the sole buyer, right, for a toilet paper factory, I don't really understand
Yeah.
a difference between that and like having a toilet paper company. And I think he is, right? Like, I mean, there's Amazon brand toilet paper, so
Oh, definitely. A lot of those are like, redistributed from sellers, but if they're buying the whole stock, then it's essentially like almost like a patronage sort of thing. Like, hey, we're the only ones buying from you. We basically
yeah.
own your company through proxy.
Which I
A lot
sort of
of fun
assume because
weirdness
I've
there.
used the Amazon brand toilet paper and it is so bad, I don't think anyone else would sell it.
uh, yeah, that
Amazon
makes sense.
Basics toilet paper, no splinter through free.
Bonus, you can use it as packing material.
Well, yeah, that's like
It's just
all
rebranded
tinfoil.
packing material.
At the beginning of COVID, we stole some of the toilet paper from my internship bathrooms, which was not Amazon Basics, but it was like about the worst toilet paper in the world. And we wound up basically using it as packing materials when we all moved out of the dorms
Oh,
because
jeez.
no one wanted to use. It was like unusable in those early COVID days. I don't know if there was a run on toilet paper in Canada the way there was in America, but like, oh my god, people thought that toilet paper was gonna be gone.
Yeah, I think there was, but like literally a few months before my university shut down at the time, I had like bought like 3 packages worth and like big Costco size packages worth, and
Mhm.
that lasted me the entire pandemic, pretty much. Um,
Wait,
I just
oh
had my
my
closet
god,
full of them, and it wasn't
the
even related to this. It was just on
preparedness,
sale, and it's like
like
it wasn't even preparing. It was like on sale, and it was like, huh, you know what? I'm at my university. I don't have a car. I'm not gonna walk all the way down
a
to the store
toilet
for it. I might
paper
as well just buy it
squirrel,
now.
just just squirreling it away for winter. Oh my god.
uh, it was out of convenience.
Mhm.
Pre-COVID, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so let's I guess let's get started. I should
Let's,
open the tutorial page probably.
I should
Um,
do it as well. I forget everything.
you forget everything.
Yeah. I'll remember
Wolf out here
the
just
moment I
trying to
think about
remember
it.
his own name. Also, I have your pronouns right? He, him?
Oh yeah, he, him.
Okay, cool.
Always
I,
been,
I feel
always
like I
will.
asked already and you said that, which was why I was, but I didn't remember because I'm bad at remembering.
Nah, it's fine. But yeah. But
Hmm.
at least I do remember my name. There's other things I forget, which
Like
I will
what?
not
What's
mention
something?
because I. Okay.
Ah!
Um, the code bugs have collectively uh, found a reason as to why I forget this thing. Long story short, I have a very bad time remembering my age.
Like Bo. What is happening with boys? Why can't boys remember their names? Their ages?
I
Oh my
have
god.
reasons for this though. Like I have a
Okay.
bad time remembering anyone's age, but
Why?
ever since I was like 14, people have always assumed I'm between 25 and 29, and it's been like that way ever since.
Well, I mean, your voice
So
is quite deep. Was it deep early? Is that why?
it was deeper. Yeah. I've spent a few years like trying to get my voice a bit higher because some people would say they were intimidated by it at
Oh
first,
my god,
and
no! Frick those people.
no, it
They
was
can
it
eat
was
dog
it,
food, dude.
it wasn't like a bad way. It was like a um people would be hesitant just because and I didn't want people to feel that way. So it's like, you know what, let me just I can go a bit higher. And right now it's like my natural speaking voice is now here, and I can't go higher or lower anymore. So I'm happy with it. But yeah.
Dude, I don't know. It makes me sad to think of someone being like, "Oh, I have to change myself so I don't scare people." That's kind of fricked, honestly.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, it was no effort really. I mean, if anything,
Mm.
it was like an inadvertent like mood boost because talking this high is also like, being a bit peppy and all that. So it's like, hey, free happiness.
Dude, I kind of wish I could talk lower. I've been told that like I should be talking in a way that's easier to take seriously at work. This was not at my current job. But at my internship, I was told that I should talk in a more how do I explain it?
In a professional setting where you don't do the ums, the uhs, you have things detailed, pointed, all that kind of thing.
No, but also like just not like assertive and lower, you know, like a businesswoman,
Okay.
which I can't do. I don't know. I've always sounded this baby.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah, my work just thinks I'm insane because there was one time where I would draw on the wall trying to explain like how a whole entire system was laid out, and ever since then I've been referred to as insane for that reason, and
Well,
people
why
listen
did
to
you
that,
draw
so it
on the
works.
wall? Do you guys not have whiteboards? What?
The wall was painted with the same material as whiteboards. It was back
Okay.
when we worked in office, so we would
Wait, you
always
don't
draw
work
on
in
the
an office
wall.
anymore?
Oh no, I've been working from home since. Okay, there's a long story about my employment story, but long story
Alright,
short,
then
I
we'll
was
go.
working
Thank you
since
for the follow. Sorry, continue.
2017-ish. Oh, no worries. Since like 2017-ish, 2018-ish, but full time since 2022. Same company because education stuff, co-op, and all that. It's a lovely story.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, like we had people working remotely even before COVID, but COVID was like, it just makes sense. We're just going to keep everyone working remotely. So yeah, I've been working remotely since then.
I'm kind of jealous of that, but whatever. Wolf,
Yeah,
does it go like
it's
this?
it's
Am I
fun.
doing it right? Is it supposed to go
Okay,
like that?
so let me see. So uh it might go in the other one.
Hmm? Which other one?
Yeah, yeah, the other shell. So
Ah,
they're
this
not
is the.
symmetrical, they're mirrored. Yeah, it should
Hmm?
be like a smoothish fit, like when it goes in.
Oh my god! Look at that!
Ooh,
Look at this!
that
Look at this
sound means
fine
it's
piece of
working.
design.
Yeah,
Wow,
so I
Wolf, you're
would
such a good engineer. OMG, everybody. Isn't Wolf such a
oh,
good engineer? Wow.
I'm I'm legally not allowed to call myself an engineer.
What?
Canada.
Egg like demure graceful. Wait, why aren't you allowed to call yourself an engineer? What do they think you're
Uh
doing up there?
it's a engineer is a protected term in Canada. You can only get it if you go through an accredited program to learn it. Then you go through a few exams and other stuff like ethics reviews with a certain board. You
So
work
is
under an
it
engineer
just
for 2 years, and then you go into a cult ritual where they give you a ring and make you quote something.
would you ever wanna?
I've debated it because like I've been doing the don't tell anyone, but I've basically been doing the work of an engineer ever since I started doing software development.
It's
Um,
fine. I won't tell anyone, but not to alarm you, there are 459 people watching right now.
oh no, that's fine. That's
Okay.
fine. My own work has accidentally called me it before several times, and like they even put me in senior position contracts when I'm not a senior yet. It's fine.
Oh,
They
that's
they
kind of
lie all the
fun though.
time.
If they're like messing up and you're just like, oh, you guys, you can't, you shouldn't. That's illegal. That's so
That's actually a
silly of
conversation
you
I
to
had with
say
like seven
that.
people. But yeah, so I thought about it. Like, if I work for like another year or so, I think that plus my education, since I do have like master's degree and all that stuff,
You have a master's
I should
degree?
be able to. Yeah, I'll talk about that after this. But
What?
yeah. So if I where was I? Oh yeah, if I do like another year or so of work, then I could probably skip all the education and exam requirements due to my education plus work background. So I think all I'd have to do is like work under an engineer, which technically I already somewhat work with them anyways, for like 2 years, and then I just, mini exam, get my cult ring, do the cult ritual, and then I could say an engineer. I could do that. I might do that for software engineering eventually. Something that I might do, I don't know. But yeah, master's degree. So
Yeah.
unrelated to my work entirely.
Mm-hmm.
um, So my bachelor's is in computer science, my master's as well, but I can't pick a single thing to do. So for my master's degree, I was like specifying in HCI. And for those that don't know, HCI, human computer interaction, it's basically the best way I could explain it is it is the multidisciplinary of multidisciplinaries.
Hmm.
It is everything all at once. And I was like, that's perfect for me. I love it. HCI, my beloved. Let's go for it. So I did my entire master's degree for fun, essentially. And
You little freak.
my focus of research was initially it was actually like doing investigations on like the interactions with like streaming communities for a little bit, but that didn't get
What?
published or anything. That was just a little bit of research. My actual research was on VR interactions and such. So I developed a series of VR games, but like my actual published research is a basically just a VR game that I got like 60 people in the span of 2 months to test for me.
What?
And it's like a little alchemy simulator, and it was testing like a whole bunch of different interactions with
Welcome
different
my praise.
representations of your hands in VR. And the whole goal was like, does the actual representation that your body takes in VR, does it affect anything in any capacity? The amount of data parsing and tables and stuff we went through there, oh my god, my head is still exploding from that, even though it's been 2 years.
Dude, I had
um
this asymmetrical like VR game concept that I half built but never finished, that one person is playing Rock'em Sock'em Robots like with
oh
on the correct like board, and the other person is like boxing in VR. It stunk. I never managed to get it remotely playable, but I did have all the interfacing working so that the other robot was
yeah.
punching when that person was punching and moving approximately where that person was moving. Did the chopping off a person's hand work? Unfortunately, no. I never successfully chopped off anyone's hands. So that's still
No.
a work in progress, obviously.
Yeah. We did a lot of asymmetric research as well at the time. It's fun to do asymmetric game research. Um, I guess I should say my actual specialization was in VR, MR on the gaming side. So
Dude, you're
games
so
research, which
freaking cool. What the frick?
no, I'm not.
Shut up! Oh my god! Oh yeah,
Hey,
I
it
just did
says
my
the actual
undergrad in like.
engineer here that's building a robot.
Oh my god!
That's
Oh my
pretty
god!
cool.
You know what you could do? Is you could get your next degree in robotics, and then you could come work at the company. I didn't. I did not.
Well, I mean, I did help out a few of the HRI people that were part of my lab as well, but just
Mhm.
human robotics interaction, just
Yeah,
HCI
yeah.
for
No, I
robotics.
know.
So I have some experience, um, but nothing hands-on. But I don't know, like if I ever go back for another degree, there's like there's a couple professors that want me to do it in business. Like literally went on their knees begging me one time.
Want you
Then
to do
there's
what?
also to get a master's degree in like business stuff.
Huh?
That's a longer story.
Yeah.
Long,
Why?
I'll shorten it again. Basically, at the end of my bachelor's, I took
There's so
one
much lore.
course that was like a hybrid between engineering, computer science, and business and other stuff. And it was to sort of link people together to like actually understand each other's fields. And the professor was from the business faculty. And at the end of the course, along a bunch of the other students there, like they were saying like project ideas of let's build a competitor to Steam for like demos of games, and we're going to pay
Huh?
one dev $1,000 for 3 months of work, and it'll just work without any maintenance. Like they
Hmm.
had wild ideas
Yeah,
of how
that's
that kind of
usually
stuff actually worked.
how software works.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
always how it works.
that's always how it works, definitely. So he at the end of the year like begged me because I had asked him to be a reference to get into the master's degree program.
Mm-hmm.
He begged me afterwards saying to please consider doing some grad level courses. Like he put in word in advance to waive all the requirements, course
Holy
requirements for entry for me. It's like, please, like if you ever consider it, I will vouch for
dude!
you. Please.
Oh, you got them simping, dude. You should honestly at that point maybe you should.
It's been a while. Like, yeah.
Yeah. What would you want to do? What's your like dream job?
Uh, um, I like making stuff.
Nice.
It doesn't
So
matter the
like
medium.
You could
Um,
become a streamer, and then you could stream making stuff, and then everyone could watch, and then you could be that could be your job.
I get too distracted for that now.
No,
But
what? You get too distracted to stream. The whole point of stream is that you get distracted and talk about random stuff. The whole point of stream is that
no,
they distract you.
oh no, I don't mean that. I mean distracted project wise. Like when I was working on the antenna, I was working on like 3 different things at the same time, and I
Yes,
swapped
because
between them
all
like
of
every
the
5
engineer
minutes.
streamers I follow are always finishing projects. That's one thing you can say about them is that they always finish projects.
Okay, but they don't accidentally make classified chemicals while making projects, right? I have a feeling if I did something, it would get, slightly against TOS for that reason.
Alex! Thank you! Thank you so much for the sub! Sorry, continue.
Canadian engineers are cracked, especially from Waterloo. I have a few friends that went to Waterloo. That's like far away from me though.
Canada
I'm out in the woods.
Canada
huge. Big, but also
Snap Sam,
small.
welcome! Sorry.
Oh yeah, no,
also
that's
small?
fine.
Wait, how small? Why small? How so small?
Population wise,
how small is Canada population wise? I
don't
only
even
know from
but
the,
it's like
from the
it's the same as California, I think.
In all of Canada?
Yeah, I think so. Hang on. Population of Canada.
Who's the collab with? That's Wolf. He's the one who designed the antennae that we're building. So I thought it'd be fun if he came on and we hung out a little bit. But also whatever. He could go. He doesn't have to be here. If you want to go at any point. I feel so bad because when you got here, I was literally like when we were writing to each other, I was just like, yeah, if you want to come on and like whatever, like it's not a big deal, man. Like it's not a huge deal, but like if you wanted to come on stream and like I wasn't getting I don't know, like
yeah, she handled it very professionally. She's the best.
Demure.
She asked me directly. It was great.
Cutesy.
Yeah. So I was actually wrong. California has about 100,000 more people than Canada.
Whoa, Mr. Palm! Flippini! Welcome! Thank you both for the follows. So wait. Who? California has more people than Canada?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, Canada's small, but big. There's probably more like squirrels and deer and moose and bear in my backyard than there are people in the province. Let's be honest.
That's messed up.
And the big and messed up. It's especially weird when you find like weird ways to connect people. I was one time on a trip in the Netherlands, and we ran into people from the other side of Canada, but they knew people who lived like on a street where my dad grew up in a different province.
We have so much wild
it was
land,
weird.
Canada.
Like people just know each other here.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wish I lived somewhere like that.
You don't. We get like a lot of snow.
Porky, welcome. You get a lot of snow. I mean, like I lived somewhere very very far north in America, farther north than parts of Canada, and it was it was cold. There was snow. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm close-ish to the border of Maine, so it's like Maine gets a lot of similar weather here.
And like a lot of the population of Canada lives in the southernmost parts of Canada, which means that like the parts of America that are further north than the lowest parts of Canada they're like north of like 20% of the population of Canada or something. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's wild. It's like there's a single line you could draw across Canada. It's like basically like if you zoom out, it's like a pixel away from the border of the US if you like averaged it. And it's like 90% of the population lives below that line. It's crazy.
I'm just moving all the files to the new board because I didn't do that before we started because I am not valid. Because I am a bad engineer.
Valid. An engineer that has a backup system to demonstrate a before and after board. That is the sign of a good engineer.
Well, thank you. But I mean I feel like you're being very generous.
I literally soldered this while it was spinning because I didn't adhere it, but I did screw the board into the shell already. and I dropped it 100 times, including my soldering iron.
What?
Trust me,
Why
whatever
was
you're
it
doing is better
spinning?
than me.
Why was it spinning?
Because the shell was smooth and round, and I didn't have anything to hold it in
You
place.
don't got desk clips? I'll buy you desk clips. Put them on your throne. I'll buy them right now.
I
Coward.
don't have a need for desk
Coward.
clips. I don't
Wait.
have a need.
You literally do. You just said that this was spinning while you were soldering it. Oh,
Yeah,
I don't
and that
need
was
desk clips. I actually like
that was
it
like-
when the things I'm soldering are spinning. I actually think that's really cool for me.
It was like 10 minutes of my life, and like if it happens like 10 times in a row, then I'll get equipment for it.
Creato, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Has it ever occurred to you that maybe you would do more of this kind of creating if you had desk clips? So
No, if I want it, then I'll investigate entirely and or make it myself. Most of my hobbies I learned
make
about
desk
before ever
clips
doing
yourself?
anything with.
Okay, my friend, you're gonna make an alligator clip from scratch instead of just frickin' buying them and screwing them to your desk.
Some a while ago.
Snap sale!
Oh,
Thank you so much for the sub. Wait, what?
Like, I do have stuff in my desk. Like, I have a bunch of like drywall screws screwed into my work table because they're super handy for like holding stuff. So like, I already have stuff for that, right?
But your thing was spinning though, so
I have, because it was round and smooth, and I didn't want to like mar it with anything.
mar its perfection. What was the name of this file? It's Wi-Fi MGR.
I think that's the one file of code that I actually did copy from the internet, and everything else I did myself.
Yeah, it looked copy pasted, but I mean, like that's honestly good design. Like making everything from scratch is not necessarily better if there is a pre-built
solution. I was
solution.
not gonna set up my whole my own like access point setup and connection. Like that's been done 1,000 times.
Have you ever written any like OS code where you had to be doing like shared memory stuff?
Yeah, that was during my bachelor's degree. We did that quite a lot. In our C courses.
So did you guys have to name it like every a variable had to start with SHM? And often SHMEM, so everything started with shmem? Because that was my favorite part.
So most of what I remember is we had like a lab exam one time, and the prof was like, okay, listen, so here's how you're going to do like shared memory and then piping between stuff in C to simulate this in an OS. But to make it fun, we're going to make it about like weed trafficking and selling.
What?
And that's the only thing I remember from that course.
What is happening in Canada? Are you guys okay up there? Onager last fan, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the sub. Wait, why was that the takeaway? Why was that what they decided to do?
It stood out. I mean, it worked. I learned how to pipe things and do some memory junk.
We like our big like filter class. It was you had to like build a pretty basic OS from scratch. And so there was a lot of shmem stuff, and it was like a lot of like all night, you know? It was a lot of like all-nighters in that project. And like it just gets funnier the later you're awake, you know? Shmempter.
Yeah.
I don't think any amount of trafficking could have made that more memorable than it already was.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we had some interesting filter classes, mostly in first year. Most of the C stuff was reserved for second year, which itself was like a pretty big filter. But yeah, good times. In fact, there's actually one course I took that it wasn't a mandatory course. It was the first year it was offered, and it became a filter course after I finished it because of how successful it was. It was a course where basically in the 4 months you had to learn 4 programming languages to do basic stuff to like sort of get you well-rounded.
Which 4?
Because once you I think it changed, but it was initially JavaScript, Python, Racket, and Octave.
Racket?
I hate Racket with a passion.
How'd she make that list? Who let her into the club? What?
Yeah, it was the prof's favorite, and it gave me trauma.
Why did the professor like it?
I don't know. Like this prof was also a bit funky because each lesson, we had to write up like a summary of what we learned through the terminal in I think an entirely different language, but it was basically pre-rendered like website framework thing, and we had to write it in terminal in there and upload that to get, and that's how we got our marks. It was a weird class, but it was fun because I'm strongly of the opinion like once you know a few programming languages, you could work in any of them without actually
Yeah.
knowing the language.
No, that's what I keep saying. Pretzels is the same. Like, people will ask you, like, what's your
Yeah.
favorite language? What language do you know? And it's like, I don't know. Different languages are better or worse for different things, but like, pretzels is the same. I don't know.
Exactly. Like the
It
amount of
just doesn't
languages
make a
that I
difference.
learned just because I worked with them without
Yeah, like you
actually
do
knowing
one
them.
project in a language and you're like, yeah, I could do that again. I'd have to Google a lot, but like, yeah, whatever,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. It's like the same thing of like if you ever need to like maintain an old code base,
Mhm.
you can do that without knowing the language or how it actually
Yeah.
works. It's just logic at that point, really.
Mhm.
You just go through, you understand a little bit, and see what breaks, see what doesn't break.
Yeah, I've never actually learned
Don't push
like
the prod.
anything web. Like, I've never actually learned anything web. I've just been like handed enough
Same.
things by friends where they were like, "Oh, I need this done. It's web, whatever." And you just kind of get in there, you know? You just kind of start grabbing
Yeah.
and squeezing with your grabby little hands, and you figure it out.
Yeah, web stuff I didn't really learn except for like later on after I had self-learned it. I did a course for fun that was like,
Of
hosting
course,
some
for
stuff.
fun. Oh my god.
Oh yeah,
Wolf, Friday
uh,
nights off, just like, I think I might
okay.
learn a little HTML tonight.
Well, unironically,
I say
like
making
my
fun of
entire
you, like,
bachelor's degree was this. So university, you normally like you take 5 courses if you're full time. Minimum is 3 because once you do 3, your tuition is the same no matter how many courses you take. Normally people take 5. I took 6 each term because it was fun and didn't cost anything
yeah.
more. And I could have graduated my bachelor's like a year and a half early, but didn't because I wanted to take more courses.
I graduated a
I
year
got
early
yeah,
because I'm a special little boy, and the only thing that gives my life meaning is good grades.
nice. I mean, I did get a minor out of it in media arts, which was really fun because that's
Media
where most of
arts,
the
what
game
is that?
development courses were. So media,
Oh!
so that's like I did a course on studying how play works, game design, some video courses, film, that kind of stuff. Cultural studies as well was in there. So like how things affect our culturally and mobility and all
Wow.
that
So
stuff.
now that's why you're
Super
so
fun.
cultured.
Sure, let's say it's that.
So,
But no,
I have
most of
a
my courses
question,
were
Wolf.
fun.
But
Yeah.
it just go on? It just goes like
So
that?
So if it were TPU, you would like squeeze it
Oh,
in and it would be
I'd
like a
squish one
plug.
in there. But unfortunately, I
Yeah,
tried
but
to feed
because
my
it's not,
printer TPU and she cried. She
yeah.
threw it back up.
Yeah, so
Insane
I
Flamingo,
thought of that.
go! Sorry,
So I
continue.
thought of that when I designed it, because you'll see it's like kind of like but bowed out a bit, so that way if you just glue it on top,
Yeah, it looks like I could
it'll
just
still
glue
look
it.
nice. Yeah. I would do that last.
Yes, because I need to put the thing in there and
Put
then
the LEDs in there.
yeah,
Yeah.
no. You're so cool and smart for saying that. Okay. So, we have our board ready to go. This is the circuit that we're hardening. I should probably explain that. I don't know if this is useful or even universal terminology, but hardening a circuit usually refers to taking the prototyped circuit, whether you've done wire twisting or whether you've breadboarded it, and making it like the actual circuit that's going to be embedded in the device. So we have the test circuit. We have this. We have a bunch of these guys, which I ordered just for you.
Oh yeah, heat set inserts. I love them.
Mm-hmm. And
You'll
then
learn to love them if you've never used them before.
I've used them, but never so small. They're so little.
They come smaller too, and it's interesting. I would never go smaller than M3 though, or M2.5.
Yeah, honestly. Well, why am I so bad at holding things? Jeepers creepers. It's average. Okay, so what is the deal? Is that they go in there? I should actually just look at the instructions probably instead of just trying to wing it like an animal.
Yeah, so the 3 big ones on each one is how you set them in. The small ones don't have heat set inserts; they're just screw and plastic.
Yeah,
But
that
there's
makes
a
sense.
caveat with those because they may not be perfectly aligned because apparently the 3D model of the board was not exact dimensions for the holes.
We hate to see it.
But luckily, you only need to screw in 3 points to have a secure connection for things. And it's okay if a screw is at an angle, as long as it's tight. It's sketchy, but it works.
Kashiwabara, welcome! Thank you so much for the follow. Okay, so literally you just take it and you just I just want to make sure that my
Yeah.
pieces actually fit very
Yeah. What I would do is, do you have a deburring tool or like a small knife?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you do, I would just like
There's cat
go
hair on
around the inside
everything.
of those the mounting holes once or twice, just so that way it's a little caved in. Because the last thing you want to happen is some of the plastic flow back up and block it, or it goes in at an angle.
You don't know me. Maybe
I've
I
only
love
had
that. Maybe that's my entire goal.
Well, you see, I've printed these shells twice because I messed up, and that's why they're super thick now. And if you mess up, you're gonna have to repaint. And
So I just like
if you
basically widen the
repaint, I
hole.
am buying you a paintbrush set.
No. If I have to repaint, I'm getting an airbrush kit.
Oh God. I mean,
So
I'm surprised because you could also get that same color in the PLA as well, and
I
that would avoid painting.
know. Dude, I don't know why, but the TPU, my printer. I mean, admittedly, my printer, I made it when I was in college, and it is, so.
Yeah, I have an old printer like that too, and I hate it now. I'm so glad I gambled on a Kickstarter for the current one I have.
Oh, which one is it? Is it good? Because if it's good,
Yeah,
then maybe I'll put one on my throne.
It's the Bamboo X1C.
Oh yeah, I've
It's
heard of
slightly
those.
smaller bedside. Yeah, it's great. It literally outpaced my old printer by like a million times, and better quality and more
Printer is
reliable.
so
It's
freaking slow,
enclosed.
dude.
Yeah, like
Crazy
these
price.
shells took
Welcome.
probably like less than an hour each.
I'm gonna try and. So you said just like widen those a little bit.
Yeah, just like run it around once or twice just to be safe.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I gotta get the tool for it. I'm still here. You can still hear me. I'm just like a little bit across the
Yeah,
room.
I'll just babysit chat for 10 seconds.
Yeah. Be entertaining. Be funny.
Wait, are we trying to connect Ellie's brain to the world? We'll see if there's a NeuroDog 2.0. Hook it up to a brain. A $1 makeup brush. Oh god, yeah, the makeup brush that hurt me a little bit when I saw it. Listen, it healed the wound that the paper towel caused, so it was a net positive. I can't complain though. I've literally got okay. I have like 6 airbrushes because I've broken 5 of them. So I can't complain.
Hey guys, so they say that an important part of engineering, outside of the book learning, is improvisation. So say I couldn't find my deburring tool. What if I used the most disgusting scissors you've ever seen that I used to like trim my cat's butt fluff to try and widen this hole a little bit? How would we feel
I've
about
done that.
that?
That's fine. Like those like the 3D printing flush cutters?
Yeah.
I've done the same thing with those.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
you just open them and then you just angle. Yeah.
How do we feel about this, everybody? How does that make you feel,
I would just do it a
huh?
lot less because, they're bigger and sharper. So maybe just like one round and then make sure to like concave a little.
I'm being careful. Don't you worry. Messes it all up. I think
How
I
many of
know what
those
I'm doing,
airbrushes?
Wolf, and then completely ruins it.
How many of those airbrushes did you use to spray? So none, but I have tried to spray metallic paints that had like nickel particles in there, and that's what gunked up 3 of them. The 4th one was gunked up with a copper latex paint, and the 5th one, I think I genuinely bent the internal needle, and I just didn't feel like replacing it.
Wolf, how'd you get that? It's so big. I don't understand how it fits.
So it melts, right?
You literally just like put. Okay, I think the way that you do this is you just put your soldering iron like right there, right? Just like in the hole.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, and that's why you want a bit concave, so that way it kind of like holds it before you push in. So like
Okay, well, it
if you're
is
able to set it
not
like a
holding it, my
millimeter
dude.
in,
It's
oh,
like
um,
this. little hole. I don't understand.
Yeah. You might need a sharper knife then just to make it a bit concave.
What you saying about these scissors? You saying these aren't the best scissors you've ever seen in your life?
I think the dull pocket knife that I used to use instead of wire strippers might be a bit better.
Kill me. You gotta get yourself one of these. I love this thing. I know that like a lot of is it blood stains? No, it's rust. Thank you very much. Thank you
So
very
actually, I
much.
did get one of those at some point. So after I got wire strippers, I wanted bolt shears, and then I found like a very
Yeah.
similar one to those that were basically wire strippers and bolt shears.
Yeah, those have bolt shears.
And yeah, and that's what I actually fun enough. That's what I did for the screws for the antennae. Is I didn't want to find mine that were proper length because I could only find mine that were too long. So I
You're
just cut them.
Yeah, they're nice to have.
I totally didn't
love
have any
that
hit my
tool.
eyes.
Whoa! Wear safety glasses, you freak! What are you doing?
No, I said they totally didn't. Like
okay.
I haven't.
Okay, and you wouldn't lie to me.
Don't worry. No, I wouldn't. Like I have not almost lost an eye since last December. I swear.
You should be a VTuber because you're unhinged enough. You're a threat to yourself.
It wasn't my
enough.
fault, in my defense.
Yeah. Okay. Whose fault was it?
My dad's. We were picking up branches after a storm, like a week before my birthday, and we were pushing them in the back of the tractor. And one of the branches was bending, and then it unbent, and you know the sound. You know the principles of why a whip makes a cracking sound in the air because it goes faster than the speed of sound.
Yeah.
The branch did that and hit my eye.
No. Oh, that's really not your fault. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. I only lost vision for like an hour or something like that.
Oh, you lost vision? on your birthday?
No, it was a week before.
Okay, well, then you probably would have had the bandage off by your birth.
So I didn't have a bandage. I just had cloth and duct tape.
Dude, okay, first of all, you never get to judge me for anything ever again. Oh my god! Oh, a bandage? Who's she? I just used duct tape and cloth? That is so ambiguous. Where did you get that cloth?
It was microfiber cloth.
Did you do anything to sanitize it before you put it on your eye wound?
So I could tell my eye wasn't damaged because of the type of pain it was, and there was no blood on the skin, so it didn't tear the skin either.
Wait,
I did go to the pharmacy just to make sure.
Pain it was? What? Do you know what kind of pain it is when you blind yourself?
So yeah, I had some microfiber cloths like that I bought in bulk like the year before for another project, and I just like got a couple of those because they were nice and soft. And then I couldn't find like the masking tape I normally use or painter's tape, so I just used duct tape because it's the closest thing. I was like, because I was tired of holding it up to my eye to like shut out the light for a bit so it would rest. Because it was my good eye, I didn't want it to like overstress, so I kept it in the dark for that week. But no, I did take it off before my birthday, and it was completely fine.
Wolf, what if it's stuck?
Do you have tweezers? Or the scissors?
But they're too far away, so I'm just gonna...
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm sure that's great. I'm sure we did it.
Yeah, as long as it's like up straight a bit, there's wiggle room in screws, you know?
I'm sure it's fine. I'm gonna get my tweezers for the next one, just in case.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Technically, they make like special... Oh, please get the tweezers, please.
I got the scissors. I've got plenty of other things. I just need something to nudge it off, so...
Yeah. And this is why it was mostly spinning for me, is because of tweezers and soldering iron pushing in the heatset insert. Because I have somewhere the proper tips for soldering iron for heatset inserts, like in different stages. I don't know where they are, and I don't even think they fit my new soldering iron. So I just used the soldering iron tip I used to melt plastic, and used that at an angle.
This AI-generated VTuber doesn't have hands?
The tuber clearly doesn't have hands.
I'm not only hands, man. I got a whole spinner ring.
Wait, what are hands? Are hands real?
Probably not, dude.
Yeah.
Probably just a conspiracy somehow.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta hand it to you. If you can figure out that's a conspiracy, then
You gotta
great engineer, great thought
hand it to
process.
me.
I was trying to be a backhanded compliment.
Oh, sorry. No,
That
no,
was another
please,
pun.
please offend me. Please offend me. Do it again. Do it
That
better.
that was another pun.
Well,
Okay, that one looks a bit better. Those aren't tweezers.
what do you mean they're not tweezers?
Oh,
Look like tweezers to me.
tweezers for ants. Oh wait, never mind. That tracks.
Shut up! They're doing a really good job, man. They're doing their best. So you said as long as these are like basically straight up and down, it's probably fine.
Basically straight, and then like and like as long as they don't like get loose or anything.
I don't think they will.
Because we can easily just once they're in, you could test fit with the screws in the shell just to make sure.
Yeah, I was gonna. That's why we're doing these first.
Yeah. And worst case scenario, you just load it up with like scrap filament and just start again.
Yep. He thinks I don't know the worst case scenario. I am the worst case scenario.
No, worst case scenario is accidentally turn into napalm.
You did that, didn't you?
Okay. I don't follow my own examples. Making these antennae, yes. Long story short, is the same day I got a bunch of...
Fum, welcome! Thank you for the follow. How'd you make napalm exactly on this project?
So the same day I was working on it, I had a bunch of parcels come in that had a bunch of styrofoam. And so that was all on the floor, just like, haha, I'm going to put that away later or cut some up for a different project because, styrofoam's useful sometimes. And it was the funky kind that does the thing,
Oh, it was just styrofoam and acetone?
Yeah, so I was pouring acetone on the shells because I wanted an even pour to evenly smooth them very quickly because I was impatient and I didn't want to use vapor. And I didn't spill it pouring it. I spilled it because I forgot to screw it in and had to turn around quickly, and my elbow knocked it, and it went all over the floor, right onto a convenient pile of yippee! Congratulations, I made napalm.
Yeah, I've never done the whole styrofoam and
yeah,
acetone thing, but I do know about it because at the lab they used a lot of both.
the fun
so
stuff.
we had to get like a whole introduction on like, this is how you make napalm. It killed a lot of people. Please be careful.
Yeah. It's I mean, that's just the last time I accidentally made it, so I'm quite familiar with it.
Wait, how many times has this happened? Well, at a certain point, it doesn't seem like an accident anymore.
My lawyer has advised me not to answer this question.
My god.
Now, those screws are looking pretty good. The top one's sticking out a bit, but I think that just means you need a shorter screw.
Yeah, that checks out to me.
I'm Canadian after all. Yeah, Canadians are known for funny little accidents.
Are you? What?
Yeah, like most of the things on the Geneva Conventions were stuff that Canadians were responsible for.
What?
Unfortunately.
I didn't know that. I always assumed it was like, the usual suspects.
No, Canada had like during the big unfun wars, inventors. We were known for being quite ruthless, which is why like a lot of history has been wiped of what we've done because we were a bit too much.
Yeah, because in all the history I was taught, it was just like, and Canada is a silly little boy. He's up north. He's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. For example,
I do think it's weird D-Day. That we learned all about how like we did a genocide to get the land, but we did not learn that Canada did a genocide to get the land. I don't know what I thought happened up there, but we literally learned like, and then America did some crimes and genocide, but Canada was a nice guy.
Yeah. Like one example is D-Day that they don't really teach is the beach that the Canadians went to was the most No, we went to Juneau, and it was the most heavily fortified one, and we were the only ones that landed there for the most part. And uh, the Axis powers had actually diverted forces from the other beaches back to Juneau because of how much we were doing there.
Whoa. It's gonna be kind of an
Yeah,
ego
they
boost.
yeah, it's a bit of an ego boost, but they don't teach it because
What
the
you
stuff we
guys
did
do?
afterward.
What'd you do? Wolf, what did you personally do?
Oh, nice. I did not personally do anything. I swear I am not a 1,000-year-old immortal creature.
Oh my god. My god. Well, that changes everything. Collab's off. Please leave. Hang up.
Okay, bye.
No! Come back.
I'm here, I'm here.
Okay. Fit's pretty
Je
good.
suis ici.
Ooh, wait,
Ooh,
wait. Do that
nice.
again. Do that again.
Je suis ici.
What does that mean?
I'm here, but in like terrible French.
I know how to say a bunch of like 4 stupid phrases. I can say like je m'appelle Ellie, right?
Ah, je m'appelle Wolf.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, comment ça va?
Fromage.
Ah, fromage épais.
uh
Cheese
oh
and bread.
no.
It's fine. My French is not good. If anyone here actually speaks French, you'll know that my French is like extremely subpar.
But I thought you did a
I
whole
have
version program about it.
Yeah, I haven't spoken since then.
Man, that's kind of sad. I mean, I don't have anyone to speak Chinese with anymore, so my Mandarin is like
Yeah. Well,
decaying as we speak. It is
I
only
am
kept
in
up
the
at
only
this point.
bilingual province,
Oh, oh, both.
so there
Welcome.
is
Thank you for the
French here.
follow.
There is French here. It's just I still speak English because my French was always bad.
Oh,
Yeah, like I haven't spoken like French daily since like 11th grade. Um, and
God,
even then,
same.
like,
Well, with Mandarin though.
yeah, yeah, like the French itself was like, because I was in immersion, it was like since 5th grade, like 80% of my courses were in French until I decided, let's make life harder for me and do the IB program. And they didn't have French teachers for the other courses, so I did IB and mostly English and FI for the other stuff. And then I decided, let's make life more fun and only do partial IB so that way I could do honors classes and AP classes at the same time. So I did
Ooh.
honors, AP, IB, and FI at the same time.
We don't have IB, but we have AP.
Yeah. I only did one AP course, AP
I did
European
11.
History.
Well, I didn't actually do the courses.
Nice.
At my school, you could take, they would pay the fee for you to take any AP test, whether you'd taken the course or not. So me and my friends, we would do this thing where we would have like a rotation where each person would cover one of the classes, right? And then, whoa, Holy Aaron, welcome! Thank you for the follow. And then at lunch, we would cycle through teaching each other so that we would have like a few days of prep for each of the tests. And then we would just take every
like
AP test available to us. And so of the ones that I passed and like, you know, got a 4 or above and got to use for college credits, 11. So I recommend this to everyone because there are a lot of VS AP classes that you can totally fudge if you have like a few days.
Yeah, same thing for me. Like the one AP course I did, only like 4 people signed up. So they're like, you know what? Just during lunch, we'll give you the textbook and then write the exam later.
Yeah.
I was the only one that did. And yeah, and funny enough, even though I did partial IB, so I did complete the exams for I think high level English and high level French and like one other.
Oh my
None of
god, you
those actually
completed
gave
the
me
high level
credits.
French exam in IB and you're like, oh, my French is really bad, guys. That's exactly
You want
how
to know
you
how I can
sounded
prove my French is bad?
Yeah, prove it.
Middle school, they were supposed to teach us French grammar one year. Curriculum change. It was meant to be the year next. Curriculum changed again. It was meant to be 2 years prior. I was never taught proper French grammar. And all courses from that point forward assumed you had a good understanding of it. I did not. I had been repeatedly told, hey, you should consider dropping out of French IB in French immersion several times.
But you didn't,
then
and
it
you
came
passed the
to
test, so frick those idiots.
Oh, yes, because in the final year, we stopped doing basic grammar and we did from scratch advanced grammar, and I completely understood that, but not basic grammar. And also my spoken French and written French and reading French were quite good to supplement that. So that's how I passed. But my actual French ability, yeah. So in my province, there is, in order to say you're bilingual, you have to take a test every 2 years and you get a certificate saying you're bilingual.
What?
Um,
Why?
and there's, yeah, because of
That's
official
really
government
funny.
stuff. Yeah, it's for jobs and such. Like you can say you're bilingual, but you need to prove. If you need to prove it, you need that certificate. And there's different levels, and like the lowest to pass, you need the level of intermediate.
Ace
I
to
got
TV,
intermediate
welcome.
plus.
Plus.
Yeah, intermediate plus.
Intermediate
But
plus.
there's like avancé and avancé plus on top of that.
Avancé. Oh, that sounds nice. I like that.
Oh, avancé. But yeah, I only got intermediate plus, and then I was like, you know what? This expires in 2 years. I'm just not going to do it again.
Eliza! Eliza!
Oi, you got a license for that French?
Oi,
Oi!
you got a license for that French?
Wait, that's so good.
No, I don't think I have that much of a Canadian accent.
No,
So
honestly,
just
I
thinking
haven't
about
really heard
that.
it much.
No, I mean I could force a East Coast one if you want.
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Do it, coward.
Okay. Did you hear about the hockey game last night, eh, bud?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I've watched enough
yeah, it's
Shoresy to
about
say
what I hear
that's
daily.
how I imagine Canadians mostly talk.
Yeah, East Coast, you have to say the A bud. You can't just say A. It has to be
Okay
bud.
there, bud.
Yeah, exactly. And another East Coast thing is you have to say.
Chris
Can I
Cord,
swear?
welcome! Hmm?
Can I swear once on your
Yeah, you
stream?
can swear once.
Okay.
Everybody gets one.
So
If you're collabing
yeah.
with me, you get one swear.
Okay, one swear. I swear I'll use it wisely. If you're on the East Coast, you know someone's really from here if they say the word fucking in every sentence 10 times, unironically saying it. Like, like a 12-year-old that just learned the word and how much they say it. That is literally, that's how you know you're with an East Coast Canadian, because it's in everyday life. People just say it nonchalantly more than they say hello.
That's kind of cute though. I honestly think that's kind of precious.
Yeah,
I'm gonna widen this hole out a little more because it's not sitting
yeah.
real nice.
You can widen it with a soldering iron if you don't mind plastic on it, but then you kind of mess up the soldering iron tip.
I mean, in fairness, this soldering iron is a piece of nasty garbage, and someday I want a better one. So
Yeah, I mean, the first soldering iron I ever had, I used acid core solder and I never cleaned it, so it had a hole
oh,
eating away from it for like 8 years before I got a new one.
oh, the gunk! Oh, the gunk!
Yeah, I will never use acid core solder again.
This is my first soldering iron. I've had him for many moons.
Yeah.
I've
You
taken
know what
good
the
enough
sad
care
thing
of
is
it,
about
but
soldering
it's
irons?
huh?
The sad thing about my history with soldering irons, the first one I got was not for soldering electronics.
What was it for?
Um, how do I say this without dating myself? Um, I was making chainmail and I wanted to close the rings.
Wait, why would that date you?
Oh, I'm not a few thousand years old.
Oh, right, I forgot.
No. Yeah, totally. No, it's a mini joke, but yeah. So at the time I didn't have as much of an understanding of metal adherence to other things. So I was like, oh, melt molten metal. I hear this thing can melt metal. I didn't look into it much at the time because I was like 10, I think, something like that.
Wolf, don't look at what's
Oh
happening.
no.
It's all very professional, and it's going fine. It's going great, actually. This
If you
is
have
how
a
I
bit of
wanted it.
scrap filament, if you have a bit of scrap filament, you can just melt it on the side to reinforce it,
I
or
will.
super glue or
I
something
will.
like that. Yeah,
I will
just
have to.
make sure it's aligned first by screwing in the top, and then you can reinforce it after.
That's what I was
I
gonna do.
may have done that on one of mine.
Let's see.
So you are 1,000 years old? I will neither confirm nor deny that.
So
Yeah,
like,
just
Yeah, the classic medieval soldering iron, as they did.
Totally. Yeah.
Yo, you
I
know
mean,
what I'm gonna do after
theoretically,
this?
you
I'm gonna make
could.
cookies. It's
Ooh.
Saturday. I could just do that. What's your favorite kind of cookie?
Oh my. Good question. I'm not big on sweets that much, but I have a soft spot for like ginger snaps.
Ginger snaps are my fave!
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, anything ginger. Oh my god.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, I'm not too much into sweets, but I will admit I have a crippling addiction to dates because they're incredibly sweet, but I don't know why they're the only sweet thing that I can be like, I will die eating this and I will die happy.
Dude, have I ever told you or chat the like looking for dates story because it's my favorite thing in the world?
No, but I have a feeling I know exactly what it's going to end up as.
So, so this is like my cool sister, which is part of why this is funny, is that she's like so aloof and cool, and she just like has never worried about anything really about seeming cool in her life. But when she was first going to college, she was at like a mixer thing. And as you do, she was just like looking through the dried fruit, trying to find all the dates and eat them before other people could get them.
Mhm.
And a guy like walked up to her and was like, "What are you doing here?" And he meant like, "What are you doing like at the school? Like, what's your major?" Because we're at a mixer for people going to the school. And she thought he meant, "What are you doing like digging around in the dried fruit bowl?" And so she said, "I'm looking for dates." And then realizing that she had been unclear, she stuffed all of the dates in her hand into her mouth to clarify. But I'm sure that did not clarify.
Understandable,
So to him, he asked a girl
honestly.
like what she was majoring in. She said that she came to college to look for dates and then shoved a bunch of dried fruit in her mouth. It's like my
I
favorite thing
would
that
do the
ever
same thing,
happened.
honestly.
Yeah, that's what college
Yeah.
is for.
Yeah. Um, for me, university was just fun. So, fun academics.
Yeah, no, I had a great time at school.
Yeah. Sometimes I miss the old research lab and all the weirdness and fun we did there, but
Oh, the robotics
you
lab,
know,
dude. I think about that place all the time. That place was like home, man. It was like one of the
yeah. You
first
know what
places I
sucks though?
remember
Oh,
feeling like, oh wow, like if I were here every single day, if I never went anywhere else, that would be sufficient, you
yeah.
know? Sorry,
That
continue.
reminds me though. Oh yeah. So you've talked about like how great it is to go to a local maker space and like that kind of stuff in university, right?
Mhm.
So I like doing a lot of stuff myself, but also because of that, I never really knew there even was one at my university. And to be fair, they like never advertised.
Dude,
I learned about it when they were shutting down because they were selling all the filament in the bookstore one year at a
you could
discount.
have gotten so much free stuff and friends. Oh my god, that's where I met like all of my cool friends who make stuff.
They shut it down because no one showed up.
Oh, that's so sad. You could have showed up.
It
You're
it
the
it was only the
problem.
engineers.
Huh?
It was only the engineers that showed up, and all they did was their term projects. They never did anything for like themselves or club stuff. So they shut it down for those reasons because they were taking up a lab space where they could just work on it in their off time anyway. So it was like honestly just a more efficient use of the time.
Dude, I worked there
But
every year that I was in school, and it was my favorite kind of person who would come in. A lot of people did just come there to like do their term projects, etc., which is fine, honestly, right? Like that's
yeah,
what it's for. I'm glad it's helping. My favorite genre of person who would come in is like a guy who would come in and take the tour, right? And he would
yeah,
ask a bunch of questions about how to do like a very specific, if kind of simple project. And he would be like really nice and polite, and he would like make sure he was getting all the information. Sometimes he would even write it down, and you'd be like, "Oh, nice, okay, I guess he's really curious about this." And then the next day, he would come back with a girl, and he would be like, "So this is the space. I'm pretty familiar with it." And he would be like showing her around, and then he would do the project that you walked him through yesterday, and you wouldn't say a word, right? Because you're no snitch, right? You're no
yeah,
snitch. And you would just like watch her be like, "Wow, you know so much," and you'd just be like, "I'm in on this."
yeah. I had someone do that with my lab, and it didn't end well because they wanted to show the person my VR game demo.
No,
uh, And I
no,
did, and I
don't aim
obliged,
for the
and they couldn't
stars.
describe anything. uh,
Oh, that's so
but no,
sad.
I wasn't too worried about missing out on that lab because like my apartment was literally a 3 second walk from the university, so I could just go anytime I wanted to our labs, and I can invite people over to like my workshop room area. So it was essentially like I was the makerspace at that point, but it was also
I'm
during
the
COVID, so it
makerspace
was like,
now.
yeah, it was during COVID, so it was like really hard to get people
Smokey,
anywhere.
thank you so much for the prime sub. I love a good makerspace. I like the vibe in there. I
Mm.
like it's like a lot of divorced dads who are like 3 days into a Crest White Strip regimen and they're getting back out there and they're like building the stuff they always wanted to build. It's it's like a weird little crew in there. I love every makerspace.
It's great, yeah. I just wish they were more popular here. But to be fair, they're only not popular because this is
Yeah, oh, I
rural
wish they were more
Canada.
popular. Never went to one when
It's rural Canada. Like, there's a bear in my backyard a couple days ago. Like, the woods are everywhere. There's no room for a makerspace for people to
Hey, we
travel
got
to.
bears down here. We still groove. We still move. Different kind of bear though. We don't have the scary bears. What was it? Was it one of the
Oh, no,
scary bears?
bears aren't scary. No, bears aren't scary.
Excuse me?
If you
Excuse me?
just talk loudly, they run away.
Black bears aren't scary. Brown bears are scary.
Okay, brown bears, maybe. You just need to look big and you need to be in a group of people, then they'll run away.
Well, I can't do either of those things. My
Okay,
wacky brain, thank you so much for the
I
sub.
can't believe it's 4 months already.
To be fair, most bears I've dealt with were from a distance. The only one that I've ever been up close with was a bear cub, so I can't really say everything with 100% certainty. Because like I said, the only thing like I've been within touching distance of was a bear cub. But yeah, most of the time, if it's like a bear in the distance, if you just like intimidate them, then they go away.
Yeah, I grew up in the north and I do a lot of hiking to collect specimens and etc. So I'm quite familiar with the black bears, but I've never encountered a brown bear and I'm scared of them. Nevo, welcome. Thank you for the follow.
Fair.
When I first found out about Kodiak bears and how big they are, I like couldn't go to sleep that night because I was like, "Mom, what if there's a bear?"
God,
And she
yeah.
was like, "There absolutely isn't. Please go to bed."
Oh man. Oh, my dog is barking.
I wish I could see. I wish I could see. If my cat came in here, I could hold him up and just like peek his. Well, I would want to turn that off first. Obviously, that should go off before. But then I could peek his little face right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bear cubs
always
are
wanted
more
to ride a bear?
dangerous. What?
Oh, I was just reading Maple's thing. Bear cubs, interesting. They're not as soft as you think they are, but they're also softer than what people say they are. They're interesting.
Wait, what do you mean by soft? Did you touch one?
Yeah, we caught one a few years ago.
What? How'd you catch
a hamburger bun in a cage?
Why did you catch a bear cub?
Because relocation efforts, it's too close to the town stuff. So they're like, hey, this bear's been too close to property, so capture it and they'll transport it to like a wild place further away, even more rural. And we didn't catch the mother, but we caught the cub. Do you want a photo?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, let me try and find it.
Okay, so
might take me a minute or two.
I don't know why, but this screw, she not coming. So I'm gonna get my other Allen keys and see if maybe I'm just gonna get my whole set and I'll see if they'll sort of.
Okay, you can also just use a wrench and like just grab it and turn.
I don't know, honestly. It's like, you think?
It's what I've done sometimes. Like if it's not going out, then if you can get a good grip, then yeah.
I don't think the pliers on here are really good enough. I'd probably want something better.
Where are those pictures? Maybe they're on my Twitter.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna go.
Yeah, maybe beef your Allen key, and if that doesn't work, then you can always do the tape trick.
Yep. We'll do it if we gotta. I'd rather not because I hate tape sticky stuff. I hate the adhesive. It gets all over your hands. Macross, thank you so much.
That's why I use electrical tape.
Oh, yeah. Even so. Ugh, it's gummy. I hate it.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I have really cheap electrical tape that basically the adhesive is worthless, so I don't have that issue, but it's still super grippy. Also, chat, I have found the bear cub pictures. Electrical tape sticky is nasty as well. Yeah, that's why I got like super cheap electrical tape. That the adhesive, it's worthless. It won't even stick to air. Like it's that bad. But it's great for if you just need a wrap that you're going to later, just have tight and like clamped on, or if it's for many things like that. It's not even good electrical tape. Captain tape, not electrical. Captain tape's quite good. I usually use it for heat sensitive applications rather than electrical, but that's just force of habit. Moose never hunt people, though. Wrong. Moose are the most deadly Canadian animal, tied with the Canadian goose.
Moose are scary. Y'all are wrong. Moose are so freaking scary.
Yeah, moose, so scary. Moose and Canadian geese are the only two animals I would run away from.
Wait, you'd run from geese?
Canadian geese? They're deadly. First time meeting a moose like an Elden Ring boss, especially if they're shedding the velvet on their antlers. Oh my god, it is like an eldritch creature coming straight from the depths of like someone's
straight
nightmare.
From the underground. Okay, wait. Why are you afraid of geese? Why are you afraid of geese?
Oh, they're deadly. They will kill anything on sight. They're extremely hostile.
How do they kill you? I don't even understand how they do that.
Their wings can break your bones with how strong they are, and they will harass you even if all their bones are broken. They are literally the Doomslayer for people.
How do they break your bones? I do not believe
their wings
this.
Are that strong.
They're on me. I don't know, man. I've harassed a lot of Canada geese, and I've never been in any trouble. So,
have you ever been near them when they're near young, or like in
64 down back? Welcome, thank you for the follow. Yeah, of course. I take pictures.
Have you ever angered
every year.
one?
I don't think so. I think I've been polite, demure, ladylike. I don't know. I keep my distance, but like I don't keep that much of a distance.
So
I'm bothering them, And I take pictures of them. I'm like getting close to their youngsters. They've hissed.
Okay.
They've been like, excuse me. They've made themselves big, but they've never done anything.
Maybe they get angrier the more north they go, then, because like they're chill sometimes, but if they become slightly hostile, if you don't run, well, you're gonna break a bone or two, guaranteed. Like, you might as well go up against the moose if you're looking for trouble.
Oh, I'm not gonna go up against the moose. No, the one also, size I need is missing. Oh.
Oh, I have the same Allen key set.
Yeah, it's okay. I have another one, so we'll see if I have it here.
Yeah.
And nice, buddies.
Mm-hmm.
It is an ESP32. Get IO both.
Yeah, it's an ESP32. Specifically, it's
I
forget the exact classification. Nice. It has a fun thing I learned about this chip is that because I bought it straight from, I think it was either DigiKey or DF Robot site themselves. Either way, because it was going into Canada, I had to do a declaration saying either if I do or do not intend for this to go into a different country after purchase, because apparently the encryption chip on this specific ESP board is barred in U.S. Customs, so that they need to track it.
Why?
Yeah. Encryption chip scare stuff.
Oh,
it's weird, but because it went into the U.S., they want to track it, kind of thing.
When I was working in the lab, we would do like tours for the parents of who were like prospective parents, right? Like kids who were looking at the school, their parents would come and see the lab, and like we had a bunch of 3D printers in there, obviously, and I once had like a dad, like honest to God, say to me like, "Well, what if ISIS starts 3D printing guns?" Like, dude, I'm pretty sure ISIS is mostly defunct at this point, but more than that, like, I don't think they're doing it here. I don't think they're gonna, like, fly to the US, come to our campus, and be like, it's a great deal.
Yeah,
Buy filament, 3D print guns, fly back with them. Yeah, you still need
very economical.
gunpowder. Huh?
Very economical.
Very economical, yeah. There's one thing
Oh,
I'll
but
say
no.
about ISIS is they're wise in that sense.
Yeah. Well, they don't need gunpowder. They'll just take the filament, the ones that are like PLA, they'll condense it down, extract the sugar, and then they'll do like the sugar rocket fuel kind of thing
Ooh,
and use that
see?
instead.
You should join ISIS. You're
Did
good
I
at
accidentally
this.
just I was just about to say, did I accidentally just give someone a bad idea? No, straight to the, hey, you
You
should
gave
join.
someone a great idea, actually. So
No one
I'm just
take
gonna
this idea
tune my tip
seriously.
real quick. 1 sec.
Just word of advice: do not take this seriously. Please understand the chemical processes you do whenever you're messing with things.
Archimedes, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I think knowing how to do this kind of stuff is not the same as like doing it.
Yeah, and I would argue knowing half of it is probably the worst, because
Oh
if you
yeah.
know half of it, you're confident and you mess up. Granted, that's how I learn everything I do, so
Yep, I was gonna say,
take
isn't
what you
that
will.
kind of your whole deal?
Yeah, the thing is, like, if I work on a project, it has to be something novel or I can learn something from it. So like 99% of my knowledge is stuff I learned like happenstance by wanting to make
Yeah.
something.
Marcus, welcome. Thank
Yeah.
you for the follow. I feel like that's everybody, right? Like a very small percentage of
Yeah.
like what you know is gonna be like what you learned in school, you know?
Yeah. I, I just tackle it with a little bit of insanity. It's fine. Um like I didn't know more than 5 years ago how to make electromagnets or how like
Sorry,
magnetic
Doomsday,
resonance and wireless
welcome.
power worked. Now I do.
Now you do. What was the project? Can you say?
Yeah, so you played Skyrim once, but you probably don't know if you haven't played that much, but there's like a single item in the game it's irrelevant to the game. It just looks pretty. It's a cube from the Dwemer or whatever. And I was like, I'm gonna follow my third quote of life here and make that real. So I wanted to make that cube. But then I was like,
Dude.
what if I made it float and spin? And what if I made it light up without batteries and or wires? So electro magnetic levitation and some wireless power transfer stuff, and I
Dude!
made spinny floaty cube.
That is so cool.
It was fun. Very, very fun.
Okay, we have both of
Unfortunately,
them.
oh,
The insets are in, and they seem fine.
oh, good, good.
So wait, why don't you stream that stuff? Seriously, I want to watch it.
Because I'm pretty sure, like if I did Handcam stuff, well, my workshop might get raided by like the Canada's version of OSHA at some point.
What?
I don't even know if we have one.
I don't think that happens. I don't think they care. I think you can have your own workshop be as bad as you want. What? Look at me.
Well, I mean, my workshop has a bed in it for one. Like, I'm
Mine
probably
does
knocked
too,
out 15 years
dude.
of my life for a reason.
I'm doing this right next to my bed, literally like 2 feet from where I sleep at night.
Yeah, about the same distance. Yeah, no, it's just safety hazards upon safety hazards. Like, there's a resin printer in here. Like, I try to purify the output of it as well.
Can I ask what size
There's a
bed you
spear
sleep in?
above my bed. So I used to have a queen size, but I downsized because I wanted more workshop room. So now I have my university apartment bed, which is, I think, a double or a twin, but it's pretty small.
I have a twin. See?
Yeah,
Same room.
I think
We're
mine's a
literally
twin.
this is the same. We're the same. We're in
Yeah.
the same room.
Yeah. I think yesterday I was describing in one of the channels how my room layout is, because I do the cursed thing of, and before I say this, I did it because I wanted more room in the room, and it's the only way it made sense. I don't have a backboard for my
It's
bed.
good that you're already
the pillows
defensive.
are just
That's
yeah.
that's
The
definitely
pillows are just out in the
well.
open. The open room is behind the pillows. There's no wall. There's no backboard. Nothing. That's cursed. Apparently, I've been told.
Yeah. What? Don't they just fall off the back?
No, because I don't push them off. But the reason is, It's the only place in the room where the bed fits, and I could go on the other hand because it is in the corner of my room. But if I put my pillows there, one, I am in the dark because right now they're next to a window, and two, if I so much as go up, my head hits a slanted ceiling. So where they are now, my head won't hit the ceiling, so I'm safe. If I stand up, I need to be careful because I have a spear on my ceiling that might poke my eye out. But if I walk a foot away, then I'm fine.
Okay, so I'm looking at your diagram, and it looks like you removed the USB-C. Looks like you just desoldered the USB-C right off. Is that true? No, okay, it's on there.
No.
'Cause I was looking at it. It really. Oh, okay. You just have it on like upside down, and then it's just like kind of the angle.
Yeah,
of
it's
the
upside
picture
down.
makes it hard to see. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Because, yeah, the battery will go the right side, which is why there's like a weird gap missing in that bottom right
I was
pin.
gonna say like that's gonna be hard to desolder. My brother, how?
Yeah.
How?
Well, you don't solder in the battery. You just use the JST connector.
No, I know. But it
Yeah.
looked from your picture like you had desoldered this right here.
Oh,
Connector.
oh.
Yeah, the USB-C.
Yeah, no. Well, yeah. Well, that's why there's a hole in the bottom, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I see him.
Yeah.
So before we screw that down, we're gonna start mapping things out because.
Check to see that the USB cable that you're going to use will fit. Well, that's where it is right now.
Yes, sir. Aye, aye, Captain.
Because I had enlarged it after the fact, but I did have to use my deburring tool a little bit to make it fit.
Nah.
And as long as it goes in,
it fits.
You're good. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
See, already better than me. This is why you're the engineer.
You watched me paint this with a paper towel. Don't even call me that.
Fine. It's fine.
Don't call me that.
It's fine.
Okay. So.
The thing is, think of this like
Where's the battery?
sort of modular thing.
Tucked in here, or
it's in the other ear.
It's in the other ear. Okay, cool.
Cool. And it connects with the poke connectors, and you'll see in the cover for the other shell that there's like a little container to like hold the battery in, like a little baby carriage kind of thing. It's in the back cover.
Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that. That's what holds the battery very loosely.
Let me just make sure. Yeah, that's a pretty good fit.
Yeah.
Cool.
I kind of modeled it by eye before I realized I had the dimensions, but I was very happy that it fit.
That's nice, dude. I'm impressed that you did that by eye. I would just have used calipers at that point.
Oh no, like the dimensions from the website. Like I did that before I ordered the battery. But yeah, so I would take this with a modular approach. I would take this with a modular approach because the couple things that are annoying from when I built this is routing the wires, because I had unfortunately lost my colored thin wires. So I used a single color of like 18 or 16 gauge wire, and it was so thick that if any were stacked top each other, it wouldn't close anymore.
Okay, so I only have a significant amount of 18. I hope it's going to be fine, but
it should be. Because I think what I used was 18. It's just don't have any overlapping each other if they're going on top of the board, and as much as possible, have it go under the board. There's a lot of room under there, and you should be good.
Yes, sir. So, I don't know, do you recommend this or not? Jamfu, welcome! I was gonna just kind of shim the wires through so that I have everything coming into here where I expect it to come in, and then start figuring that out. Cool. Yeah.
So what I did is I pre-did the LEDs to leads that were going in the antennae stocks. So I did the LED resistor wire and made those like separate, just long enough, and just had them go through. Then I soldered it to the board after the fact. Sort of like modular but permanent in a way.
So I was just gonna like do the LED up here, and then have on this side. Just because.
Yeah. Where's the resistor gonna go?
Well, I was gonna pull it like this, do it there. Sorry, you can't see. Do it there, and then I would be able to just kind of like zoop right through.
Yeah. So I would from me trying to like work with the wires because that area is going to get super bunched up when you do the wires for the pogo connector.
Mhm.
I would put the resistor closer to the LED such that there's less bulk at the bottom.
Triangular lad, thank you so much for the sub. Oh my gosh, 6 months. So, I was gonna do zoop. Yeah, I was gonna do it here, and then it would be in the antenna
Oh, that works too. Yeah.
because it would fit sort of in the base there. So if I do it
Yep.
like here, and then I yoink it on through, and then
Yeah,
right, it would be
that works.
in up
I
in
was a bit of
here.
a daredevil with mine because I basically soldered the resistors straight to the LEDs, then covered them with heat shrink tubing.
Ooh. Hmm.
Yeah, same with the wire. So for me, it was sort of like basically if I bought a pre-bought, like pre-assembled wired LED off of Amazon for like $50 per, basically that, and then I just shoved it in from the top going down to the bottom,
Mhm.
and that was for the antennae LEDs. The other things to worry about are the three green ones.
Yeah, yeah.
Bridging the ground can get bulky.
Yes.
If you see a
No, I
very
saw
messy
yours.
picture of mine, yeah,
She's
there's a piece of electrical
chunky.
tape just for shielding.
Mhm.
Uh, and then like the wires, like most of them, you can route under the board, preferably. The
Yep.
reason most of mine were over is because the reason why people found out I don't have a multimeter is I was having to debug a thing because fun fact about this design,
Mhm.
I initially the pogo connectors wanted the 4-pin ones, but the initial design only used 3 of the pins, and you had a fourth in case you wanted to expand on it.
Yeah.
Because I thought ground is ground. Let's just share the ground from the battery with the LED, right?
Oh.
So what ended up happening was, and this actually would have worked under other
Oh yeah,
circumstances,
no, but
but
this
this,
board.
yeah,
Yeah.
this board has a split resistor, which is how I
Yeah.
actually am able to measure the battery voltage. And
Mhm.
because of that, when I hooked it up, um, it inverted the signal from the pin.
Yes, sir.
So ironically, I was debating for the longest time, do I do a fourth wire for a separate ground, or do I in the code invert that LED? And the only thing you'll notice is when you first plug it in, it'll light up for a quarter of a second.
Yeah, I've
And
seen
then when
her.
it functions, yeah. And I could have done that. I almost did. I had the code ready. I decided to do the fourth wire. It works out in the end.
It works out in the end. That's all it's got to do.
Yep, exactly.
So you just like shoved the resistor up in here, right?
No, so if you have like the LED and you know like how there's like the two prongs on it,
Yeah.
so I just took the resistor, wrapped it around one of them, then soldered it on, and then I covered it with heat shrink tubing.
So it would have been
And
up
did
in
the
here, right?
yeah, so the LED itself like was basically so the LED won't actually fit through the stock. So I had it pulled down into the stock to where
Yeah.
it just got stuck, essentially.
But
Yeah.
but it'll go in there.
Yeah, it goes in there, but like I had it kind of stuck in stock. It doesn't matter really because like the light diffusion will still be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. We spin. You are getting very engaged. This is good content. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Now that they're
Spin.
all
Oh,
very
sorry, what?
engaged and this is good content. Wait, I gotta get my I don't want to desolder. Wait, not desolder. I don't want to take stuff out of my breadboard.
Chat, where am I? I got confused from the spinning. What's my name? Where am I? Help?
All you know now is that this is very good content. So,
Yeah, just use extra LEDs. You got a bunch.
yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you for the
I used
hydrate.
the LEDs as voltage testers at one point.
Excuse me? My brain went blank when you said, excuse me?
So yeah, so like I wanted to make sure like there was continuity at one point, so I just held the LED to the two areas of metal. I was like, does it light up this way? Nope. Flip it around, does it light up? Yay, okay, good, it's working. I also do that sometimes to determine what color. Like, if I have a bunch of clear LEDs and I don't know what color they are because they wore off the little baggie that they were in, I would sometimes do that just to determine the color before sorting them. It
Sounds
gets
good.
really annoying though when you have like wireless LEDs, like those super tiny ones, because well, actually no, those are easier, but only if you can find your wireless circle thing. Yeah.
Hmm. These antennae are not for Neurodog. Although, you know, you could put them on her for fun sometimes, I guess.
Definitely could, yeah. Like get a roll of magnetic tape, just put on the side, and then they can go
Yeah.
on and have a longer pogo connector in the back. Which, by the way, I should mention. I don't think I'd say this anywhere in instructions. There is no on-off switch. On is just when you have the pogo connectors connecting the two, and off is when you don't.
Good to know.
Which is, yeah. Uh, so if you want to have them on but just off, just disconnect one of the sides of the pogo connectors because the battery's in the other half, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
you
it'll be
just
cut off from power.
snap it off, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, where'd the wire box come from? I got it on Amazon, but yeah, it's decent. I like it. I definitely would have opted for slightly thinner wires for this project, but it's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine, guys. It's fine.
It's fine. Like if you see what I did, you'll think this is like world-class ground-breaking technology.
Ground baking, truly ground baking.
Yeah, that's why it's on a breadboard. You're baking bread.
We're baking bread. Who's
Mm.
hungry?
Who's hungry,
Whoa!
chat?
Cinewizard, welcome. Thank you for the follow.
Oh, that's smart to trim the resistors.
Did you not do that?
I either stuffed it in the wire or wrapped it around the LED wire,
Oh.
and then I just soldered it on and hope it held.
Here's another little trick. If you're ever soldering one of these into something that's already sleeved, you can just tuck the end of the resistor, see, into the sleeve,
Yeah.
and now it'll stay while you solder. I only
Yeah,
figured that out
that's what I did.
recently,
Yeah.
which is why I
Oh,
say it
same.
because like, oh my god. It's so
Yeah.
good. It's so good to have
This
that
project
up your sleeve.
is the first one where I did that with.
Are you actually hot? Yeah,
Honestly, I'm just glad I remembered to use resistors for this because I'm notorious for never using resistors with LEDs. I was like, if I'm going to do this for other people, then I should probably be proper and do resistors for once.
Wait, what have you been doing? Excuse me? Hello? What have you been doing all this time?
Just straight up raw LEDs.
Bro, they're gonna break. Why would you do that?
I don't do it too often, and it's usually under things that are low voltage anyways.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
like a 3.3 volt pins, that's fine. Also,
It
I've
should
done a
be
lot
under
more
most
work.
circumstances if you don't care if they die eventually.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, like most other things I've done is like, cutting up part like LED strips and using that for addressable stuff, so I don't really deal with singular LEDs that much.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I
In
see.
fact, the last like several projects I did with them were for that floating cube actually, which was and that's like a whole different thing with like the wireless power transfer thing because it's technically you might need resistors there more, but it also is partially self-regulating if you do it a certain way. And I did a certain way that was self-regulating, so I actually didn't even need resistors for that one, which is great because I use Piranha LEDs and those things. Oh man, those are bright.
I've never used them. What are they like? Heat gun
So
time.
they have.
Sorry for the sound.
Oh, that's great. I still need to use my heat gun. It's been in the package for 3 years.
Wait, what did you use? Did you just like do the soldering iron thing where you just hold it near it?
Yeah.
Ah, gross. Do better.
No. I try. But yeah. What was I talking about?
What?
Some other mistake I did. I forget what I was talking about already.
Okay. Okay.
I
Thank you,
something. Yes,
Radio!
words.
Words.
Hey
Words.
Ellie, congrats
Mo.
on the 18K Minibot love.
Thank
That is
you
the French word
so
for word,
much.
I think.
Which word? Which word?
The French word for word is mo.
Mo.
M-O-T.
Mo.
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 Oh yeah, September this month. You can get
Oh.
discounts on sub. And may I also do a little bit of shilling? Currently, if you use partner code Minibot at Gamersubs,
Oh my
there is
god.
free international shipping.
I'm gonna put you in prison. I swear.
Different country, I'm protected. Can't get to me.
Yeah, good luck. Well, that was short-sighted.
Oh yeah, the LEDs. That's what it was. The self-regulating Piranha LEDs. That's what it is. So Piranha LEDs, they have like a super wide like cone for light emittance, and they're super bright. But they get really hot. So like if you ever use Piranha LEDs, you'll want to have them either like, basically like you want them soldered onto a heat sink, essentially like a plate of metal, because they're of the class of LEDs that just get hot. The way I have them is they don't get so bright that they get super hot, but they're still on like a plate of metal that at least through the pins they can absorb through. But there are ones that have like built-in back plates of metal that are meant to go on a metal heatsink essentially. But they're nice. They're nice. They're great for if you're like very if you don't want a high profile and you want light to go like down, even though it doesn't go straight down, like if you want it to have a better chance of going sideways and down, then you use Piranha LEDs. Because the combination of being super bright, some more light bouncy bounce, as well as the cone being wider, good times.
Like...
Extradition, that's the word I was looking for.
I'm proud of you. You got it. You got there.
I stole it from chat. I'm sorry.
How could you? You stole from the code bugs? How dare.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry, just another crime.
Just
A crime
another
against
crime.
nature that I've done. Just a little crime as a treat.
Do you often crimes are your treat? That's how you unwind after a long day of being 1,000 years old?
Maybe? I don't know. I'm sure half the stuff I do might eventually become a crime against nature.
What does that mean?
I've told you like all the weird stuff that I do with like resistors and LEDs and all that and not proper tools. Like I'm pretty sure eventually those are like gonna warrant being crimes against humanity.
Using God, using LEDs.
Hey, if it works, it works. And I have hundreds of LEDs.
Okay, but if it works, it doesn't necessarily work well.
Hey, it works enough that I only need to do it once a year. Like one of the reasons I don't have multimeter is because like I design stuff in my head and I know enough and just enough about it to know if it's going to work or not. Oh, Ellie, can you hear alerts?
Oh, I don't know if I can. Whoa, Quinn-chan! Oh my gosh! Quinn! I'm so sorry I missed that! Thank you so much! Thank you so much for the 5 gifted! I don't know how I missed that! Thank you! Sorry.
I take that as a no. It's all good.
I guess not. Whoa, Phoenix! Welcome! Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I usually just see him, I guess. I don't know how long that's been off and I didn't even notice. Jesus.
Earn points to delete Maple. Maple, I don't want you to delete it because it serves as a good warning for people to not follow my example.
Yeah. Which is important.
Like I will never follow my own advice or my own example, but I hope other people do in the opposite direction to not do the same things I do.
That's why I brought you on
guarantee,
here
today. I guarantee everyone that I have lost like 20 years of my life due to the stuff I do. Maybe another 50 years due to software development, but that's a different story.
Yeah. You'll never be the same.
Never. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, around when I started working is also when I started growing my beard. And within a year, I saw, like, one white hair. I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah, that makes sense. That checks
It's
out.
still only one, so.
Dude, it
And
aged my dad so
hang on,
much. My dad was like
hang on.
in academia and like was a professor for so much of my life, and then like I don't know what happened. I don't know, but like then now he like works in the industry, and it has aged him. It has aged him enormously. It's like who is this? Who is this man I once called
Yeah.
father?
Like, part of me wonders, like, what would happen if I took up the offer from my old lab director to run a secondary lab at the university instead of working my job?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, it's a lot less work, honestly. Like,
Oh yeah.
long story short, he was opening up a specific lab at the campus for virtual reality, mixed reality, and augmented reality, so just extended reality. And he
Mm-hmm.
wanted me to direct it, but I already had my
Oh.
job at the company I love, so like
Yeah.
I like my work. It's high stress. I love it.
Dude, I love my
Um,
work so much. I love my work so much.
it's
People
so
are like,
good.
"Oh, wouldn't you want to go full time as a VTuber?" It's like freaking, I don't know,
Never.
man.
Like, yeah, and I might dox my work to you later because it's so interesting.
I already
But
freaking
it's
did it, so whatever. It's fine.
long story short, it's a software consultancy company, or rather a software solutions company.
Mm-hmm.
I won't go into names or put you on that, but essentially, I can choose whatever I want to do whenever I want to do it based on other contracts. And I've worked in so many different like weird things, and I can do it anytime I want. I have a safety net. If there's no work, they just pay for me to do training or sit on the bench for as long as needed.
Oh,
It's
that's sick,
great.
dude.
Like I love my job,
I just love
and
my
I get
lab, and
and
I
like
love my coworkers, and I love my
yeah,
boss, and I love my friends, and I love my job. But
yeah,
I don't know.
it's
We
fun.
we're like very well aware that like the stuff we work on is not the stuff that makes the company money, and so like we live it. We know that someday.
Yeah. The stuff I do makes the most money in my company. Like when COVID hit, like the company was like 20% consultancy, 80% internal solutions that we had sold to customers worldwide already. We
Datafy,
swapped
thank you
that
so much
now
for 6 months. Oh, what is it now?
Haven't
because
caught a stream in a
it's
while.
mostly the
What are we
consultancy stuff. It's the
building?
same people and it's the same work. It's just instead of we build an app or software or server thing and then rebrand it for different companies like telcos and all that, we will now instead go to telcos and say, hey, here's one person or here's a team of people. Tell them what to do. Pay us.
Leon's welcome. Thank you for the follow. Hello.
So yeah, I've done a lot of strange work that way, and it's great. Like I'm the type of person that said like I do not want to work at the same company for more than a few years because I don't. I want diversity and I want
Yeah.
like change of pace and like I don't want to be that person whose like entire careers with one company.
Yeah, and then they only know how to do
So
one
life hack,
thing.
exactly. Life hack. My company lets me do literally everything. I work for other companies through my company. Like
Yeah.
I've I've never applied to any other job. Technically, I didn't even apply to this job. It was like a
Wait, how'd
university
you
thing of like co-op
get it?
program. Um, so my university co-op program extends your degree by like a half year to a year, but every 4 months you alternate between study and work.
That's
And
cool.
I got rejected by so many companies, and then this company was like, "Hey, do an interview, do a programming thing. We have one position, and there's
Minibot
like four
peak.
applicants. Two of them
Thank
are
you so much for the sub. Sorry, continue.
two of them are fourth year students, and then two of them are first year students. So it was me and my high school friend and future roommate.
Oh,
And
that's so cute.
here's the thing: we the near grad students did so bad on the programming thing they didn't go forward, but they liked both my and my friend's solution so much they made a second position and hired us both, and they
Oh,
just
that's so
kept
good.
rehiring us every 4 months. And I chose to do my master's. He chose to finish after his bachelor, so he got hired full time when graduated in 2020, and I did my master's.
Hmm.
Would have been 2 years, took 2.5 because COVID delayed my experiments on
Yep.
human subjects. Technically, I'm not allowed to say that because of the ethics board thing I signed, but whatever.
Oh my
Um,
god, we're breaking NDAs today, apparently. Yeah, get it.
it's fine. It's a joke. It's a legal joke. But
Legally,
yeah,
this is a joke. It's a really funny joke. I love to joke
in
about ethics
Minecraft.
boards. That's my number one favorite kind of joke.
Yeah. But yeah, no, my work's great. Like I've done so much weird stuff in like so many different languages, so many different domains, fields of work, everything from healthcare, telco, Wi-Fi, and all that weird junk. It's great.
Ooh. So you must know so many
Technically
different
speaking,
standards. That's pretty cool.
yeah, there's no such thing as standards anymore. That's the secret. The best part is, like, technically speaking, because of like past work and like credentials and all that stuff, I may or may not have credentials and authority right now to and this will not break NDAs because technically I never signed any.
Oh my
I may
god.
or may not have access
Technically
uh
allowed. The best kind of allowed.
to people's like routers and like fiber nodes in Mexico, some technician equipment in Ireland, some electrical grids for like stadiums in the US, that kind of stuff. And
Whoa!
I can control them.
The only thing
Set
Wolf
top
never
boxes
studied!
across the world.
Ethics!
No, actually, no. I did study ethics.
Oh,
It's
it just
mandatory
didn't
for
stick?
computer
It just
science
didn't
here.
take? Yeah, no, it is for us too.
Yeah,
We had
yeah. You
like
have
an
to take
engineering
a single
ethics
course.
And everyone thought it was
It's
just gonna be like another class where we're like, are robots gonna take
it's a
over the
filter
world? Which, like,
class.
honestly, at this point, I hope so, because I don't care, man.
Yeah,
I'm so
it's a
done with
filter
that
course.
conversation. But then it was like actually useful. It was just like all of the different licenses and what they mean and what you can use them for, etc. It's nice.
Oh, we just talked about like ethics of like, is this right to do kind of thing. But the reason it's a filter course is make sure
Zero
when
deaths, welcome! Thank you for the follow.
if you glue those on, you might want to rotate them. So that way the transparent bands are to
I
the
did.
sides and
They're on
not
the
front and
sides.
back. They're
Aren't
front
they?
and back.
Looks like they're on the sides to me.
Other sides. Think of it on your head.
Oh, I'm so dumb. Thank God you're here, Wolf. Thank God you're here.
But yeah, so the
Yeah, you
reason
were
why I say
saying?
the ethics course is filter course is we had like for example, one of many students in that course that are stuck in my memory. They a bit strange, but sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a bad way. They said that they were they're from a different country. They've never touched a computer before 2 years prior, but they came to Canada to learn computer science. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Then
that is
they
interesting.
go into presentation and say they were a black hat hacker who had hacked Facebook and Google before. And then they, in their presentation on ethics and such, they without going into too much detail, showed a still image from a video that you would only find on a certain place on the internet that involved someone. How do I say this cleanly?
You already used your one curse word, so just a reminder. You're
Oh
on
no,
thin
it's not
ice,
curse
Wolf.
words. It's not curse words. I'm wondering. It's
Thank you for the
it's they could not get ahead anymore. Let's just say that. So they showed a still image from one of those videos.
Alfred himself,
Yeah.
welcome! Thank you for the follow.
Yeah, I know it's not fork. I know it's not. That's why I'm like skirting around the words. So they showed a still image of that, and then the prof was like, "Okay, I'm gonna censor this, shut this down, stop presenting, please."
Yeah, good.
And that was just one of many instances with different students in that course. So it was a wacky old time. Yeah, that one. Yeah, university was interesting.
Sounds it. I mean,
Yeah.
Christ.
There's one course that I regret not taking though. It just didn't fit in the schedule. Instead of it, I took that programming course with the 4 languages because it was in the same time slot, and they only offered the other one that 1 year. But it was a history course on the history of black magic and witchcraft.
Whoa!
God, I wish I could have taken that.
You ordered anime girl thighs? Is it good? Okay.
Just
Controversial
ordered some anime
pick.
girl thigh.
Controversial
Jeez,
pick.
Is it any good?
Everyone I know who likes milk loves it. Everyone I know, because it's like a cream soda type deal.
Oh.
Oh, what's Ellie building? See my antennae? See my antennae, right? So like this is gonna go like, oh, you can't see my head obviously, but it's like my
Should we have a
antennae.
link for the GitHub for people that ask?
Oh yeah, Maple. Can you grab that link and put it up for people who ask, because it's on Wolf's GitHub. So I don't know. Maybe if enough people look at it, then Wolf will be like, maybe I should be a streamer, and then we could be best friends.
I'll just DM you the direct link, Maple.
Yeah, no, so it's very much like cream soda. It's sort of like milky. I personally hate milk. I think milk is for freaks. But that's just
Mm.
me. Uh, and everyone else I know loves it.
Yeah, I haven't drinking milk in probably like 15 years, I want to say. I'm
Yeah,
not lactose intolerant. I came to realization that milk is weird.
yeah. Thank you, thank you. I've been saying this for years. Why is it like that? It's opaque. It's white. I'm not into it.
And like the whole like reason like why it's even a thing is kind of weird.
What the whole reason it's a thing? What are you referring to? Are you referring to
It's not
like
meant for people,
it come out the
right?
cow hole?
Exactly. Like it's not technically meant for people.
Yeah.
Like if when you process it, then it just becomes just a chemical slurry essentially, which then it's fine for people. But
It's
like
filtered blood?
at that
Not
point,
so much. Not so much. Milk
no.
is modified sweat. Milk glands are modified sweat
Yeah,
glands. So it's sort
modified
of a
sweat with
fatty
extra fats.
sweat secretion.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. But yeah, like if you're gonna make a chemical slurry out of it
Oh.
and call it like edible for humans, then just
Mhm.
make cheese out of it.
Oh,
Cheese is
cheese is
fine.
so good. Yeah, cheese is like
Yeah,
removed enough that I don't have to think about like how it came just it squirt directly out the cow hole exactly like how I consume it, you know?
exactly.
Cheese is
Yeah,
modified
the
enough that
only
I can be like, this didn't come out the cow hole. This just
exactly.
spawned. This spawned like this. Wait, so Wolf, on the other side,
Yes.
how do the wires get across? What's happening there? Is it just the
So
connectors? The connectors are four
yeah, it's the pogo
and it goes
connectors.
up it goes like
So if we look at the diagram,
mhm. Yeah, I have it. I'm just lazy.
those green things are the
Yeah.
only things I could find for like pogo connectors.
Yeah. And just to make sure that I have the right ones, where are they? Where are they? My desk's so messy. My desk's so messy. Send me to desk jail. Okay, here. These bad boys right here?
Yeah, if they fit. Oh, you got 90-degree ones. Interesting.
Yeah, you can just un-90-degree them.
True. You can do it once. If you do it twice, then they might break.
Then you can't do anything with them. But I've got two, so it's fine. So it's
Well,
just these.
you're also gonna you might need the two because you also need them on the cable itself, right? Oh, do you have do you have the other pair?
I have four of them.
Okay,
Four
because you're also gonna have
pairs.
to use them for the cable that connects the two, right?
Hmm. Yeah, I have
Okay,
another one of these, which has two each.
Okay, good. All good. Yeah, just keep track of like which one's positive, negative, and ground, and then the LED pin.
So can I ask, like, why have two pairs? Why not just like
Because you can only do it with two, right?
well, but you could theoretically have it just meet in the back. Have the wires run out of both of them and then just meet in the back.
Yeah, but I wanted the option to have no wires between them for just aesthetic reasons.
Oh, okay. Aesthetics is valid.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you could remove the entire cable and it's standalone still like the image of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the cable in the back, like you can remove one half, you can remove the other half, you can remove both, you could extend it out to somewhere else even. You can have it adjustable length, just based on the cable you choose and make, really.
Mm-hmm. Pin's fun. Okay, so
It's also my first time using Pogo connector, so I don't know
oh
what I was doing.
really?
Yeah,
Wait,
while
where do they
making
go
something
to?
with
They
them.
go
I've
to
always wanted to.
where do they go? Is this hole? This hole.
Yeah. And like there's the hole at the top, which was originally in case you wanted the cables to come out the top instead of the sides.
Ah, I see. I was wondering.
That's why there's the plugs.
Thank you,
Because later on I
Stan.
realized I only wanted it out the back, and I was like, it's too late for me to like remodel that like little corner because there might be mesh issues. So I'm like, I'll just
Yeah.
make a plug and then the person can choose. So
Yeah.
like the top ones, like you could just glue those back in if you're not going to use them.
Okay, I'm actually gonna do that now, just so I don't get confused. Because
Yeah.
I'm easily
And
confused.
yeah, and for those plugs, like the top ones are different than the bottom ones, and they also have
Yep.
a direction to them, and they also might
I'm
not fit
realizing.
perfectly. Yeah, I had to use my deburring tool quite a bit for them.
Well, We'll figure it
Luckily,
out though.
there's something you can do last as well.
Well, I want to do it first just so I have it done. Because also then there's like fewer
Okay.
pieces on my desk, and I feel like fewer pieces is good for my mental health. So
Fair, fair. I'm not going to look at the desk behind me when I think about that.
okay, so
The
it's
reason
that
behind
piece. It just needs some
yeah.
deburring, right? Okay, that piece.
Yeah,
Just
you
needs
could
some
also do
deburring.
it. You could do it on the piece or the hole. If you do it on the piece, then you could also just use like snips or something.
Yeah,
If you do
yeah.
it on the hole, then you improvise.
Mm-hmm. I'm improvising.
Worst
I'm
case
improvising.
scenario, you toss it into a fire.
I'm not gonna do that. I don't actually have an open flame in my room. Do you? You freak? Do you have that? Do you have that available to you?
No, but I have a half-built flamethrower behind my computer monitors right now.
Why?
Look on my
Explain.
ears. So Skyrim. I wanted to make a magic staff, and I was like, you know what? I want to make magic real, which is my third life quote, by the way. Make magic real or F off. I didn't swear. I didn't use my budget. And I was like, I'm going to make a magic staff, and I'm going to make it functional. So I started carving the core of a tree that I had cut down when I was younger
What?
into the shape of it, and I was like 90% done carving it by hand. And let me tell you, like the stings you get from wood chisels in your hand hurt like nothing
Oh,
else
dude, I
until you get
know.
used to it. Um, but I realized after not being like 80% done, I had no way to do the weird curvy bits for the top bit. So I was like, well,
Oh.
guess I'm going to scrap this wood carving project. And then like a few years later, um, I found a 3D model of it. So I printed it instead out of PETG, which is not flammable. It will only melt. It does not catch fire.
Mm-hmm.
I know that much. And I also have a heat shield on the part that would be exposed to flames anyways out of clay. So I take precautions, everyone. I'm not unsafe. And so
Hmm.
it's using like a modified system of like a
So it's a
barbecue
homemade
lighter. Uh,
flamethrower, not unsafe.
yeah,
It's
so it
fine.
has like
It's
the
fine.
canister of a barbecue lighter with the safety removed, so it'll expel all the butane super fast. So it'll only ever be on fire for like 4 seconds,
Yeah, it sounds
and it'll
really
use up
safe
the
though.
entire contents. Very like 4 seconds is not enough to do anything with fire.
Hmm.
Don't do this, kids. Um, but it's unassembled right now because I wasn't happy with the trigger mechanism I did because it lights up with a arc lighter that I had rerouted the wires for, and also the lever of expelling the butane, and I wasn't happy with my trigger mechanism for that, so I just haven't gone back to that project in like 5 years. So it's just sitting behind my desk unfinished for that long because I don't want to redesign the trigger mechanism. But so yeah, that's the story of why there's a partial flamethrower behind my computer.
You want to put it on Neurodog?
It's like 6.5 feet tall. It's like barely taller
No.
than I am.
People keep asking me to put a weapon on her, and I kind of want to do it, just because I think it would be funny. But like,
Oh, just put a loose wire, and then she's an impromptu taser.
no, I was gonna do like a Nerf turret maybe.
Oh, You know what you could do?
I've built a lot of
Don't
Nerf
put a
turrets in
weapon
my
on
day.
her, silly. You put
Ugh,
Nerf turrets
fine.
around the whole convention, and then you have her
Aha!
remotely control them.
Yeah, you just have her be the
There's no
hub.
weapons on her. Smile.
Smile.
You you get too close, you get shot right in the back. Where'd that come from,
Back?
I wonder?
Like a coward?
Yeah.
Nah, nah. I only shoot people right in the face.
Oh, but you can do both at the same time. Like, if you have 100
Yeah, if you have
turrets around the whole.
360
I
turrets,
should
yeah.
not be saying these words about a convention.
Well, it's
Nerf,
fine, because
everyone.
I'm not even going, so whatever.
Oh, you're not going?
Nah.
Oh. Next time.
Next time.
Only a mod can build a wolf command. Yeah, it's probably for the best. We don't need to give people more ideas. Nerf equipped quadcopter Nero drones. Ooh, Nero on a drone. Oh no, that would be
Dude, I
super
said
unsafe. Oh my
this!
god.
I literally pitched this to Vettel. I was like, why can't we just do like a swarm? Like, literally, like the swarm, you know? Wouldn't that be cute if we did it like a swarm? Because a swarm?
I would say if you do a swarm, it would be best to do pre-programmed things that just get triggered. and they take
Oh
into
yeah,
account like
dude.
surroundings because yeah.
Yeah.
Don't have them be like any chance of
No.
random control because the moment those like spinny little blades go near someone's little finger, thing
No,
could go
dude.
bye bye.
I am well aware. I had to for everything that we planned. I had to be like, I don't think that we should have that in a conference setting.
Yeah,
Please.
yeah. Like I could tell, like looking at those early designs that you dropped of De Niro Dog, that some attention to detail was like, especially around like where things could potentially pinch if someone were like
Mhm.
grabbing Nero Dog. Like
Yeah.
there's a low chance of that. So, see, an actual engineer is aware of these things too. Everyone. So like a lot of thought went into that design.
The new one, it's still very mindful in that way, but it's also like it's a lot less torque, so it's less dangerous in general.
Hmm. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
Most important
So,
part is the tail wags. So
very true. Very true. So, that's all put together. I only super glued my
perfect.
hands a little. It's fine.
Do you? Oh, good. You have yellow for positive. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I forgot for one of mine which one was which when I put them in. Um, I got
No,
it first
yellow is
try, but
signal, black is
yeah,
ground.
I only had white cables. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I'm not judging you. You can always use like a little circle of tape at the base, right?
Oh, I used the heat shrink, the colored heat shrink to tell
Oh,
them
perfect.
apart.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. So you were all
Yeah,
set. You
and
didn't
then
need
I
nothing
undid
from
it 10
nobody.
times because that stupid grounding wire reuse smart idea turned bad.
Wolf, you give me so much anxiety.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to
I'm
go back
aware. I
to
give it to
therapy,
myself.
and I'm gonna have to tell my therapist it's all your fault.
Oh, just do what I do. Get like a pocket-sized anvil, and that becomes your new therapist. It works.
I have a pocket-size anvil.
I'm not the only one.
Dude, I love it. It's amazing. It's so handy. Like I've only ever seen like big anvils places. I have like a mini anvil. It was like I own it because my grandpa did a lot of silver smithing.
Oh yeah, so did mine. Yeah,
Oh my god, wait, what?
yeah. The one side of my family was like gold and jewel and clocksmiths in the
Yes.
Netherlands.
My grandpa. Oh my what? Dude, are we cousins?
That'd be interesting. I'm pretty sure all my cousins are in the Netherlands still, except for one in the U.S., but they're still Canadian technically.
I don't know. I think we're
Hmm,
brothers.
maybe. I'm just surprised someone else has a pocket anvil. Finally, it's spreading. Like I
Dude,
have
it's
three anvils.
wonderful.
Yeah, I got three anvils. One medium-sized one that I used as an impromptu clamp and a footrest for a while.
You're
A
giving me
medium one that's a
anxiety.
rail spike.
That'll work.
Yeah, I think it's actually one that my grandfather made. One of my grandfathers, I think. And then the third one is the pocket anvil, and it's great. I used it so much for so many things. It's like
Yeah.
it's better than pocket sand in case you need it. It's my rubber
What?
duck debugger. It's an impromptu weapon if you need it. It's an impromptu weight. You can do little hammerings on it. It's great, but it's
Um,
best used as a rubber duck debugger because if the computer misbehaves, it
you
can
can
get the
threaten
anvil
it
to
with
the
an
face.
anvil. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's good. I always behave better when I'm threatened with an anvil.
That's not something that a person should say.
Well, I'm a robot, remember? Idiot.
Oh yeah, sorry, professional idiot. Excuse you. I may be an idiot, but I'm a professional idiot.
Yeah, what's your official job title?
Depends who you ask at work, because I have like 20.
Oh, I was gonna say like the idiot one, as you are a
Oh, just
professional
professional
idiot.
idiot.
Oh,
Multidisciplinary, so they just shorten it.
multidisciplinary idiot. That's so. I want to. Can I make that my Twitter bio? Will you hate me if I make that my Twitter bio?
Go ahead. It used to be mine until I just changed it for insane.
Oh no! Wait, if it used to be yours, I'm not stealing it. Frog fan,
No,
thank you
do
so
it.
much for
Do it.
3 months.
Do it.
Because
I'll be offended
multidisciplinary
if you don't.
idiot is that is me.
It's
That's
peak.
me. That's I want them to
Do
write that
it.
on my birthday cake.
I want it on my grave if I ever die.
If you ever die.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've just been microdosing like little accidents here and there, so I'm building up immunity to death, so it's an if.
mm.
Mm.
What's What are, you know, other than the eye thing when you almost blinded yourself?
That's there have been other weird things.
Joseph, welcome. Thank you for the follow. I cannot find the cap for my glue. I don't like that.
Oh,
we
no.
like to close our adhesives. There it is.
Yeah. The eye thing was not life-threatening. There have been other situations that were.
Mm-hmm.
Similar reasons, like why I'll never ride a horse again.
What the horse do?
Oh, got me stuck on an electric fence.
Yikes!
It was mild. It was just like a little shock. It wasn't like anything strong, but yeah, no, never. If you are a kid going on a field trip for a week to a ranch and you ever have a chance to ride a horse and that horse's name is Bucky, run. Never trust a horse named Bucky.
Counterpoint.
It is a red flag.
Bucky's doing his best. He's got a hard job.
It was his first time with kids in a public riding, and he was known to be a horse that goes off trail often and likes to kick around and like flail.
Yeah,
he should not have been for public riding with kids.
You're gonna look me in the eyes and
into
tell me
an electric fence.
That's when you became an electrified engineer. Wait, Grandpoint, that's so good.
I was.
That's your EE cert
how
right
old was
there.
I in middle school?
Electrified engineering.
I don't even know how old I was in middle school anymore. Actually, wait, how old am I?
Sir, what?
Hey, I need to get my phone.
Mom, why do I have to ride the horse named Child Stomper? I'm dying.
Okay, got my phone.
Even worse than Wolf was when he got freaking
so
electrocuted. It's so funny. I mean, terrible. You were a
14 years ago? Yeah, about 14, 15 years ago.
Why was that so hard for you?
What do you mean?
How long did it take you to figure out your own age?
I had to get my phone.
Why?
Because okay, so I said before I have a hard time remembering my own age. So what I did is I have in my home server a sort of a script that's running that calculates my age based on the current seconds based on the stored information of my actual date of birth. And I have that being sent as a sensor data to a widget on my phone no matter where I am. So that way, as long as I have my phone, I know my exact age in years.
This is a cry for help. Help I'm not qualified to give. What?
It works, okay? I just need my phone or a bookmark to agecalculator.com or whatever it is. I think it's calculator.net and just an age setting, something like that. Just calculate every time. Counterpoint, if you spend your entire life with people thinking you're 10 to 15 years older than you are, including your parents, and you don't look your age, no one thinks you're your age, and you're born like at a weird time at the end of a year that is not close enough to 2000 to like really like be able to do quick math, it gets hard to do the math, especially when you're bad with ages.
What do you mean you're bad with ages? They're just, just numbers,
I can remember someone's date of birth easily. I am good with numbers, all numbers except advanced statistics
years are hard.
And ages.
So,
yeah.
Are all years hard or just the years that people were born?
No, I can remember when someone's born. That's easy. Like, I know my parents' date of birth off the back of my hand. I do not know their ages. I don't know my age. They don't know my age. They don't know their ages.
Don't you know your date of birth then? Can't you just...
Yeah, I know my date of birth.
Do a little bit of subtraction?
Okay, I'll DM you what the date of birth is.
Sansan, welcome! Thank you for the follow! And Hulkcrafter, welcome! Hello?
I'm gonna DM you what the date of birth is because it is like so close to like.
You're just gonna DM me this? Worse than that one time I sent Bo my social security number. Cry
it's
for
a date
the
of
earth,
birth.
welcome! Thank you for the
It's public on my Twitter.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize it was public on your Twitter.
It kind of is. So like if you go to it, it'll tell you when someone's birthday is.
Bro.
So if you look at that number,
you'll see. It's not that hard to figure out your age from that number.
Counterpoint. It is near the end of like two big things. And because of that, there's edge cases. And it accumulates exponentially in my
I
head.
don't think I would
edge
call
case
any
on
of these
edge
things
case.
edge cases. It's just subtraction, my guy.
It's subtraction except for like, you know, a certain number of days in the year, and then you have to do some other additions and subtractions. And then on top of that, you have your entire life people saying you're 10 to 15 years older than you actually are.
You're so close to the new year. I feel like it's not that hard.
It's those few days that trip me up.
Okay,
I
but
know it's not much,
I'm looking at the
but they
date and
do.
I'm noticing it's not one of those few days.
Yeah, but the fact that they exist is a persistent thing on my mind that trips me up anytime I think about it. I overthink it, honestly. That's why I can't remember. I just overthink it. And because I overthink it, I just rather have my home server rack send data to my phone and tell me.
You ever hear the term engineer's disease?
No.
It's when you try
Should
and
I?
solve a problem that's like a social or emotional problem with an engineering solution.
So you mean growing up?
I wouldn't call that growing up, no.
Can I pretend it is? Can you lie to me and tell me it is so I feel better?
Yeah, I can lie to you.
Thank you so much, Ellie. Thank you. That means a lot. That made my whole entire decade. Thank you so much.
After so many decades, what does it even mean for me to make your decade at this point?
I am not immortal. I am not 1,000 years old.
Hey, Sonny!
Don't worry, Wolf. I'm sure it's hard to remember
Hi,
your own
Sonny.
age when you're
I'm sure it's hard to
immortal.
remember. God damn it. Oh, wait. You
We
didn't
got
hear
the
that.
zzzz time! Heat gun ASMR, everybody! Sing along with her.
ASMR?
She sings her song. She loves to share her beautiful voice with all of us. Directly next to my
The voice of
microphone.
electric angels. That's similar to the sound that curling irons make.
Huh?
So you know how like certain electronics like curling irons or light bulbs, if they're constructed poorly, you can hear like an electric coil whine from a distance?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like that, yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
Except that's on purpose. The voice of an angel caught in a bug zapper. Indeed.
What if
US
angels are
60
small
hertz,
and
yeah.
they do get caught in bug zappers?
You know what? Then it's just a skill issue. Let's be honest.
Huh.
But to be fair, like I see the allure of bug zappers. Like they're bright. They make a zappy noise, and it's very
Bugs at the
mesmerizing.
bugs.
Does it like the zap?
Welcome. Well, you know the actual deal with why insects are drawn to light, right?
Partially, like some of them, like very niche ones, are like warmth related. Others are like, hey, we think it's daytime kind of thing.
It's actually
Other
none
times
of
they're
those
just
things.
disorientated.
So the deal is the way that an insect
Oh.
flies straight, right? The way that they fly straight,
Yeah,
is that they find the brightest object, right? Which is always going to be the sun or the moon, right? Because humans don't
and
exist
that's why
yet.
they get disorientated.
And they use that as up. They use that to know up,
Okay.
right? So then, if you align yourselves with your back to the light source and you fly straight, you will be flying parallel, basically, straight, right? And you can pick a direction and go in that direction. When you have to navigate in 3 dimensions, we only have to navigate really in 2 dimensions, right? They have to navigate in 3 dimensions. And so the way that they control that 3rd dimension is you put your back to the brightest thing that you can see. So, bugs are not actually drawn to light. They aren't seeking out light. And if you watch them, you'll notice that they sort of orbit it. It looks like they always have their back to it. And that's why they're putting their back to the light bulb. And they are trying to go straight. They are trying their best to escape a stressful situation, like slowly overheating because you're too close to a light source. But no matter what you do, if your back is always to that light, you're going to be orbiting it, right?
That makes a lot more sense, yes.
Yeah, it's actually kind of heartbreaking.
Sad. Yeah.
Yeah, because the harder they try and get away, the closer they wind up orbiting.
I
Until
wonder
they
how that
die.
affects bugs that are like 99% like living underground kind of thing.
Well, you know,
I mean, it probably still affects like it's still like an instinct kind of thing. I would imagine
if
maybe.
you aren't a flying insect, it probably doesn't. It's not very useful to you. And Known, welcome. Thank
Fair.
you for the follow. So it would depend on whether, right? Because some insects, not all insects have a shared flying ancestor, but most
True.
insects alive right now do, right? So like springtails, I'm sure they don't have that instinct, but I'm sure that instinct evolved pretty early in winged insects. Polvu, welcome. Thank you for the follow. So then there are a lot of insects that are secondarily flightless, right? That lost their flight.
Yeah.
That had a flying ancestor and lost their flight. So a lot of them, it probably would still be an instinct, even though, you know, they don't have wings, so they wouldn't act on it.
True. Yeah. The more you know.
Well, yeah. Well, anyway, let's go.
And let's go.
Let's go. Gonna shorten the legs a little again. But remember,
Yeah,
we
I
always...
think.
Huh?
Oh no, I was just thinking of shortening the legs, especially with the green ones when they go in, because
Yeah.
oh boy, they're bulky.
Always shorten the long leg first.
What?
Huh? On an LED?
Always shorten the short leg first. So
Well,
that way
because then
you
you
know
know the
which is still
minimum.
the short.
I always do long leg first. Because then
Oh,
you know the maximum. You
I
can
always
always cut
do
shorter, but
short.
like, I don't know. You can
Yeah.
solder if you have like that much left, you know? Like you don't need that
Yeah.
much to. And for me,
Yeah.
it's like I don't want to have to go back and forth a billion times.
Yeah. I guess for me it's because
I don't know. Y'all can fight me.
I don't want to lose track of which is which. I know you can tell by looking at the LED itself, like which has the
You can
thicker
literally
triangle
see
bit.
it.
Yeah, but if you forget that sometimes, also it's not obvious in like certain LEDs, like Piranha ones, it's not easy.
What are these piranha LEDs? You keep bringing them up.
Oh, they're like squarish LEDs that have like a super wide cone for the light emittance. They have 4 pins on them, but it's just like bridging, so it's technically still 2. But you know which one is positive because one of the plastic corners is rounded.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only way to tell because you cannot tell looking at the LED itself.
They sound cool. I want to work with them. I don't do a lot of
Yeah,
LED
they're fun.
projects with anything except like LEDs as indicators, you know?
Yeah, neither do I.
Like I don't do a lot of like cool like IoT lightings type stuff where people wind up using them a lot, you know?
Yeah, I don't really either. If I basically my approach to things is if I see something I want to make it, I just make it. And I figure out how to do things and what to use as I go.
Mhm.
So like I know a lot about this, but I actually very rarely work with it because it's like everything's project based, really.
Yeah, everything should be project based.
Yeah. But I did fall in love with this board during this project because it's like basically everything I ever wanted in ESP32 because it's got
Mhm.
like the built-in like battery charging circuit protection
Yes!
stuff and like
Oh my god,
all that
right?
is like perfect. Because I hated doing like add-on boards for that or having separate converters and separate
Yeah.
protection circuits and blah blah blah. You can just plug and play this one. It's great, except for the fact that battery standards and JST
Mr.
connector
Jesse,
standards
welcome!
are
Thank
not
you for the follow.
standard.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Oh, yeah. So, what I did it and what I recommended is you just have like some spare like pairs of the JST connectors and just make a 1 centimeter long like inverter, and you put that in there. So that way, if you ever need to replace a component or a battery, if the battery's swapped, you just don't use an inverter. If it is, use an inverter. It's like a little
Yeah.
add-in thing. It's perfect. I'll pretend I came up with that on the spot, but I found out after, and luckily, the way this is designed is it can't kill the board really if you put it up backwards,
Yeah.
which is great.
Yeah, I looked that up after you
Um,
said like it's inverted, so whatever, check on it. I looked it up.
I
And
didn't.
Like, oh,
I
well,
did it
it'll be
first.
fine.
and I realized after. And I was dumb and I didn't have JST connectors at the time, so I cut the leads on the battery and swapped them. And this one I will fully admit was stupid. Is I accidentally cut them both at the same time and shorted the battery.
See, that's the only way you can definitely do it wrong.
I know, it was an accident. Like, I thought the other wire was on the outside of the trimmers I was doing to cut it, but it slipped and went on the inside at the last second. Luckily, it didn't blow up the battery in my face, but there was a spark.
That is lucky. Huh!
Oh.
There was a spark?
Yeah. Yeah, but no, the battery's fine. Like, batteries have a lot of protections nowadays against that.
I lived near like one of the last surviving Radio Shacks. My dad would take me there and be like, any day now, this thing will close. And he was saying that for years. That thing survived so much longer than it should have. That Radio Shack existed out of time. It was like that one Blockbuster that still exists.
Yeah. Well, for here, Radio Shack basically got rebranded into The Source for a while, so that stayed around a lot longer. But that eventually did die out, especially like in COVID. The Source around here went down. Well, to be fair, they no longer sold electronic components at all. In fact, there's no place here that sells electronic components in person.
What?
I don't think there ever has been. Yeah, the best you'll get is like LED strips or drones. That's it. Or like toys that are race, like RC cars and all that. Like, that's the most you'll get.
Radio Shack was nice. And it's like, I'm usually going to choose to buy things online anyway. I know, because like, I don't know, it's more expensive, right? Running a brick and mortar shop costs money. And so like, Radio Shack was usually more expensive. But it was nice if we were working on something that we could just like run over if we were missing something, you know?
Yeah, and you could buy like single items or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Nowadays, you buy
just get like a pack
500
of
LEDs from China. Yeah. And like 3 months if you pay 10 cents for it all over AliExpress, or it's like a day or two if you pay $30 for it on Amazon, you know?
Yep.
Sometimes like I do order off AliExpress some things for projects that I plan to do in the future, but then stuff arrives and I don't remember what projects they were for. Like I had silicon 2 hosing come in and I forget what it was for, but then I had a project separate that needed it. And I was like, okay,
the stars
let's go.
have aligned, yeah.
Yeah. There was one time though I ordered, I think it was a set of 500 neodymium rectangular magnets, and instead I got 2 sponges. That was interesting.
That's basically the same.
Basically, yeah.
Anything you wanted to do with one,
that was the weird part. Yeah. Actually, no, that wasn't AliExpress. That was a different site. Banggood, I think it was. I stopped using that site.
Oh yeah. Wait, why'd you stop using Banggood? What's wrong with it?
So many orders just stopped shipping, or they were the wrong items that I just stopped using it because AliExpress was more reliable, and I could actually communicate better with sellers on AliExpress. Yeah, like for that magnetic levitation thing I was working on, the first version I made, I did the whole thing myself with parts, but then I found out it was more compact, cheaper, and more powerful to just get a pre-made one on AliExpress. And there was one store that sold them, and they would constantly like take off the listing, but anytime I messaged them, they would put it up for me to order. So I built up a big communication with them on that because I did make 8 or...
Where'd he go?
You're
back!
Where'd what go?
You were gone for a sec.
What? Oh, where'd I leave off?
It was only a second. I don't think we missed anything.
Oh, yeah, so I made like 7 or 8 or 9 of those cubes, and so I ordered quite a few of those magnetic bases from them, and almost all of them had to be like, hey, do you still have this? Do you still sell this? And like, sure, here's the listing. And yeah, it wasn't there before. So I remember the company's name because that listing does not exist anymore. But it will if I message them. And I tried like looking up the actual part to see if I could get off like Alibaba or from like the manufacturer, and I could not find it anywhere.
Hello, Hedgehog Pug! Welcome, thank you for the follow.
Canada disappeared for a moment. Yeah, sorry, I just phased in and out of existence. You know, this reality could not handle my incontentness with proper tools and procedures.
Yeah, it happens, dude. Don't stress. Don't sweat it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta
I'll
phase out
try
of
better next
existence.
time to exist. Yeah. Put that on a t-shirt.
Trying and failing to exist.
I'll get that LED's on.
Mm-hmm. It's probably a little heavy-handed with the cyanoacrylate, but that's fine.
Oh,
God will
that's
forgive
fine.
us.
Yeah, I need to buy a new accelerator for my
Thank
cyanoacrylate.
you
I
so
ran
much,
out.
Protospacer, and thank you so much, Prevoid.
Bean
Welcome.
tax.
Bean tax.
Welcome, welcome.
Sorry, you were saying you gotta buy more.
Accelerator for my cyanoacrylate. I ran out.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I ordered like a bundle of it like a year or two ago. It came with the super glue and the accelerator, and I ran out of the glue first, so I ordered the glue separately. And then when the glue arrived, I got a mail from like Canada like product or whatever, like enforcement or like board or whatever, saying that they were being recalled for like serious issues. The issues were some units didn't have the label on them because it fell off. And because of that, that entire company can't sell that thing in Canada anymore because the listing is no longer on Amazon.
Oh my god.
um, so I need to find a different brand of accelerator that works. Luckily, I think it's generic enough that it should, but it has the accelerator that came with this has been hit or miss with other cyanoacrylates, so I think it's non-standard. But I have a bunch of cyanoacrylate from that one company, so I don't know if other accelerators will work with it perfectly. I'll find out though, because well, I think I ordered it a few days ago, and it should be here in like a week.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. And if not, well, I mean, superglue sets pretty fast anyways, especially if it's on your skin by accident.
Mm.
I mean, that's the purpose of it. Well, one of the original purposes.
Oh
You have
yeah,
it on your hands, don't you?
as a bandage. You can use
Yeah.
it to glue together. And
Small
like
small cuts.
my dad actually did that when we were kids.
Oh yeah, I've had to do it a couple times.
Like
It's not that bad.
for a scrape or a skin, it's not good, but for a clean slice, it's perfect.
Exactly, yeah. Clean
There were
slice.
several times when I was a kid where he would just glue something back together, and then I would demand a band-aid anyway because band-aids were exciting.
Yeah, I could never find the band-aids here, so I just use like toilet paper and tape most of the time. Like the one time when I was carving
Thank you. I
stick,
hate
and
it.
before I had proper wood carving tools, I accidentally got like a funky sharp thing down the side of my thumb. So I was like, ah, God, not again. So tape and toilet paper for like a day or two, and it was fine.
Yeah.
I did use polysporin. I am aware of
Why
potential
did you use
infections. I'm
toilet
fine.
paper though? It is so easy. If this is a thing that happens to you, just own bandage.
We
It is
have them
not that
somewhere.
expensive.
We have them somewhere. It's just they're not custom enough. Like they always fail. They're either too big or too small. They don't fit well, and then you have to replace them. It's just so much easier to like wrap something with some
So,
wadding of toilet paper and then tape.
question for you. How far do you have them
Yes.
stick out? Is it like that or is
Um,
it more?
I did a little bit more, but like it's really personal preference.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say like not too much that it's weird because remember it might be on the side of your face, and if you have them too far on your head and too far out, then it might catch your eye a bit, which might be a bit bad.
I don't know.
So yeah,
I
it's
feel like my
whatever.
peripheral vision
So
and situational awareness aren't that good.
yeah, and like as you put the others in, you'll find like some of them might be at an angle, and that's good. Like you kind of want them at an angle from the inside because they'll
Mhm.
actually be straight from the outside. And then
Yeah.
you'll kind of like figure out how they work, and I would say don't permanently set them until the board is completely done.
Okay.
Yeah, so that way you have room to push them forward and back at least.
Ah, I think I'm gonna be good, even if it doesn't.
Okay.
I'm not worried about him being in my peripheral vision.
Yeah, that's fine. What's a little eyesight anyways? I shouldn't be saying that. Oh, it's fine. I only have one bad eye, and this is on the right side of the head, and that's my bad eye. It's fine if I lose vision in that eye. It's fine. It's weak anyways.
You give me
Called a weak eye.
anxiety.
I partially apologize.
How are they gonna attach? They attach to this headband right here.
Yeah, and that's just an option. So
Yeah, yeah.
I kind of designed it
You did a
so that you
beautiful
could make
job.
any mount.
It's very
Oh, the headband.
modular.
Yeah, very modular, but the headband itself is actually one thing I did not 3D model. I only edited an existing open source 3D model for a
Oh,
headband that catches on your hair a bit. Basically, all I did is I like rescaled it a little bit, and then I added in the
wait, did you
holes
scale it
and
up or
expanded the
down?
bottom part. I scaled it longer, by not the core part, but I just extended it. So like
Mhm.
those parts with the screw holes, I added that part.
So I'm actually this explains something to me, which is I have a pretty small head,
Hmm.
and I know that you're like a dude. I don't know a lot else about you, but I assume that you're like, you know, closer to the
I scaled it
average.
too small for me, should you
Okay,
know.
yeah, cause I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to like totally fix the headband, and then I measured, and like before I printed it, obviously, I measured, and I was like, oh, it
Yeah,
actually would fit me, and I was like, why
yeah,
would he
like it.
model something too small for him?
So the thing is, like, it still fits me. It's just it'll be
Yeah, it's gotta
slightly.
be.
I would need to wear it at a different angle because what I did is it's very bendable, very pliable, and you can have it not just flat on your head, but it could be like around the back of your head a little bit too, which is how I would wear it comfortably. Because it uses the screws that you use to hold the shells together as a hinge as well. So it's
Ah,
multi-purpose, which is why two of the screws need to be longer than the other ones because they need to account for the thickness of the headband.
mm-hmm, makes sense.
Yeah. And additionally, you'll notice that there's multiple holes in the headband, so you can adjust like how deep they go or how whatever. I initially had that as an empty slot so that you could just slide it, but that added too much variability and would loosen the screws faster. So I decided to not make it as easy to use and just have separate preset holes for the screws.
Makes sense.
So I'm using the screw. Yeah. So ready? I'm using the screws as hinges. As there's three screws that go into the shells here that hold the back plate in. The top one is longer screw wise than the other two. So there's like two or so millimeters of empty space there, and that is where the holes of the headband bit go in. And that way, if you need to adjust the angle or whatever, you just tilt the headband and it goes along the side of the screw because they don't actually
Mhm.
screw into the holes of the headband. They're just the same size, so they're just nice and flush there. And you can tighten it if you want it to be like rigid, but it's still movable because like if you tighten enough to be rigid and it's not movable, you probably broke something. Uh,
Yeah.
like my will to live, because don't tighten things that tight unless you want to like hate yourself in the future. Some reason you assumed that you're using the heads as a hinge. No, but thankfully, I think the screws you're using have a wide enough head that they kind of act like their own like washer in a way, which is good.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Monkey tight, not gorilla? Yeah. I've never heard that term before, but that
No,
makes
me
sense.
neither.
Hmm.
We're
Panhead screws
learning
will
so much
distribute it pretty
today.
well. Use Loctite as needed. I try to avoid like stuff like Loctite or
Me
WD-40 as much
too.
as possible because they are just ways to temporarily do something, in my opinion.
Yeah, if
Like,
okay, the way I feel is like if you have something that's already built and you need to use them, good. But if you're like
mm,
finding that you are using them a lot, especially in the build process, there's probably something fundamentally that you need to be doing differently and you're not
yeah.
learning it because you have crutches.
Unless it's like super high precision and you need it to accommodate for variances, which is if you're doing that,
Mhm.
you're in like a huge machine workshop doing government contracts, let's be honest. But
Yeah.
for like especially like WD-40, like many people just use it willy-nilly. WD-40 will ruin anything you put it on if you
I
don't clean it up
know.
after.
People do not know this. It's like infuriating.
Yeah, like it's water displacement. It's not like some magical like lubricant or anything. All it does is it displaces water, which displaces other stuff and lets you move things a little bit. It's not a lubricant. If you want that, use grease, lithium grease, silicone grease, any of that stuff.
Mhm.
It'll work a million times better. Speaking of which, I think I need to order more lithium grease soon.
How much are you down to? What's your like down
Uh,
to only this amount? I need more quantity.
well, it's the first two I ever bought like 3 years ago,
Oh my
so I'm
god.
like halfway through it.
Yeah, it comes with a lot.
Yeah, so I'm probably fine, but like if I ever have a project that needs a bunch of it, then I'll probably need to order some backup just in case. Because I basically just have it for like 3D printing stuff at this point.
Mhm.
Because I only had one project where I made my own bearings, and that was just for like a desktop gyro kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Actually, no, I used the silicone grease for that, not the lithium one. The lithium one's for the printer. Something like that. I forget which one I used for which. I should probably know because if I contaminate them with each other, that might not be a good day.
Yep. Yeah. No. I wasn't gonna say anything, but yeah, you wanna. Yeah. You don't wanna.
Yeah.
God, why are you
Well, to
being
be fair,
so
if I ever
mean?
replace something with one, I try and get as much as the old off as possible anyways, because it's going to be filled with gunk. That's
Yeah.
just how it
You
works.
gotta degunk stuff. Otherwise, your stuff's gonna be
Exactly.
gunky. My printer is at this point very gunky.
Yeah, my old printer, which is like an original CR10 that I heavily modified, it has been used since like 2020. Or
What?
2021 actually. Yeah, it's been used since 2021, so it's
Oh, I
gunky
was
as
gonna
fuck.
say, 2020. That's kind of cute. Like he got a full college degree.
I mean, yeah, I got it like a year or two into my bachelor's, and I graduated my bachelor's in 2020, and then yeah, it's my old printer could have gotten a degree by now.
What would it be in? What do you think? Just based on vibes, what do you think his major was?
Hmm. Let me see. What is an extremely disappointing but you need it sometimes major?
Data admin.
Worse. At least you can blame data admins for things. Um, no shade to any data admins. I've done my own fair share of data admin, even though it wasn't my job title. It is some work, but let me think. Hmm. I forget what the name of it is, but it's there's like a specific field of like it's like an offshoot of engineering, robotics, and computer science, but it deals with maps. I want to say that because it feels like it's just this a bunch of like map nerds were like, hey, let's all like group up and make a whole faculty based around maps using these other fields rather than just be specialists in the other faculties about
Dorks
this.
rock, dude.
GIS, yes, I think that's what it was. Oh, not global information systems. No, sorry, no, that one. It's like geology maps kind of thing. Um,
What are you
there is an S
describing
and
right
a
now?
G. I don't know. I don't know what I'm describing. Okay, it isn't about like satellites imaging or anything. It's literally software for uh computing maps and like rock compositions and that kind of stuff. But they don't use it for like geology stuff at all. They use it purely for like map distribution stuff. Geoinformatics, that might be it. Like I understand it's useful and it is cool, like if you're into it. I just think it's something that's like, hey, this could just be a specialty in other faculties rather than being its own complete faculty. I know it's massively important. I know it's its own dedicated thing. I'm just saying it's like it feels like it should be a specialization in other fields rather than it taking up an entire section of a building where that is already being shared between computer science and engineering, and then they get their own dedicated
This
labs
is
because
so
they
specific and personal. When you started
yeah
this whole tirade, I had no idea how specific and personal this was gonna be.
yeah. So to put it into perspective, where I went to university, the computer science and engineers were sharing buildings, and half the building was unair conditioned,
Oh,
and then GIS came in
oh,
and they're
rough,
like,
buddy.
hang on, let's take all the air conditioned rooms such that the engineers and computer science people have to swap every once in a while, but they never swapped. And this was especially bad because some of those classes were above the supercomputers,
Oh no, toasty.
so we could hear the AC. We could hear the AC that was being used for the supercomputers, but it wasn't routed to us. It is okay. You do need northern AC in Canada because it can get to like 40 degrees Celsius in the summers.
I don't know what that is. Is that like 80, 80-ish? Somewhere
Hang
high
on.
80s, mid 80s,
40
like 85?
C to F is 104.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, it gets hot here.
Yikes.
It can get from like -40 to +40 where I am. -40 Fahrenheit and Celsius is the exact same. +40 Celsius is 104 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, I had one night where I went to school where it got to be like -40, and they just like at night, and they issued a warning that was like, don't go outside, you'll freaking die.
Yeah. I love winters though. I love winter. I love the cold.
I don't love them
Can't
that
wait
much,
for winter.
Jesus.
I miss 6 foot of snow and ice covering everything. I miss -25 being the norm. It's
You know,
getting
you
too
only have
warm
to
in the
wait a few
winters.
months.
No, like it used to when I was a kid, it used to start snowing in like late October.
Well, in fairness, you were a
kind of
kid
time.
like 1,000 years ago, so.
Fine. But now, like, now it almost doesn't even snow until the new year. Like last year, it snowed the day before the new year. That's the latest it's ever snowed in my entire life.
Yeah. No, it definitely, jokes aside.
Yeah.
Sure do be a thing, huh?
Mm-hmm. I still remember fondly 2014. We had a huge ice storm along the entire East Coast. The day after my birthday, we lost power for like 2 weeks.
Oh, dude.
Everything was covered in like 2 inches of ice. We had a nice wood stove. It was so nice.
I used to love when we'd lose power.
Yeah, it's cozy.
Yeah, we would light the candles, and then usually someone would read to everyone else. That was what we would do, or we would play Scrabble by candlelight. It was really nice.
Oh, I love Scrabble.
Some candlelight Scrabble. That's the dream.
Candlelight Scrabble with some food that was cooked on a wood stove.
Yes.
It's great. Yeah, but
sorry,
nowadays,
it's loud time.
Yeah, nowadays, the snow doesn't last this long. Like, the fun fact, the snow from that ice storm lasted until June or July in our snow dumps.
Yeah.
Because it was so packed. That was a great weather year. Nowadays, we have snow for like a month or two, and I cry. I can't snowshoe as much anymore.
Oh, I love snowshoeing. Oh my god,
it's so
dude!
Great.
Yeah, there's something magical about it, especially at night. I feel like a night snowshoe is
definitely at night. It's like the air is just. I mean, the air in Canada is quite clean and crisp, but like at night when it's cold, it's like pure bliss. The air.
Yeah.
And then when you're working, trying to snowshoe and forcing you to breathe, it's better than therapy.
Have you had therapy? RH4Z, welcome! Thank you for the follow!
No, I have a pocket anvil. I don't need therapy.
I was gonna say, like, is this from experience, or is this better than how you imagine therapy would be?
Yeah, better how I imagine.
Caught.
Yeah. Snow dampened sound, and it's amazing. Yeah, it's great. Snow dampened sound, its effect on like temperature and like weather and light is great. Great insulator, really. Like you'd be surprised how warm days can get when there's like a lot of snow. Especially if it's cloudy, it's like basically toasting you alive. Yeah. A pocket anvil a day keeps the therapist away. I'm gonna put that on a shirt, and do you want to be credited for? I'm gonna show that to my doctor next time I see him in like 100 years.
We can do another stream
and talk about
where I just
GPUs.
give you therapy. It'll be fine. I'll do it for free.
I don't need therapy. I have a pocket anvil.
I'm sure.
But then again, a pocket-sized robot does sound intriguing.
This was my entire niche in college. It was like we would go to parties and I wouldn't know what to do. Like I wouldn't know how to relate to anybody, so I would just kind of sit somewhere quiet that I could find, and then eventually at some point a girl would come up and she would be like crying about something that had happened at the party because she was drunk, and people cry very easily when they're drunk. And I would be sober, so I would just be like, "Oh, okay, I guess you can talk to me about it." And then I would just kind of wind up providing therapy. That was just every time I went to a party in college, that was what would happen.
Yeah, I didn't go to any parties. We were a bunch of insane people in a apartment basement. Oh, actually, no, that's a lie. We did get
I can't believe you'd lie to
involuntarily
me.
invited once to people upstairs.
How do you get
Um,
involuntarily?
oh, they had a party and okay, so long story short, every apartment I've been in, it was us four guys, and these were like house apartments. So it was split into two, upstairs, downstairs. Us four guys downstairs, and above us, I think was always like four girls. And they had a party, and then they're like, oh no, there's mice everywhere because they were slobs.
What?
So they called us mid of their party to be like, hey, can you set up mouse traps for us?
That is not something you do while the party is happening.
Yeah, they went to a different party afterward that was on the same street. It was like a pre-party sort of thing.
I've never understood how people go to more than one party in a night. If I go to one party in a night, that's it. That's me for like the rest of the
Jeez.
week. I can't go outside after that. I've
Yeah,
had
I
enough.
can't imagine more than a party a decade, honestly.
I'm actually going to a party tonight, so.
Oh. Well, you could give people therapy there.
Huh?
You could give people therapy there.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably that's what's gonna happen. If I had to guess, yeah. So draining. So draining. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like the girl who's throwing it, and she gave me her big sad eyes last time we hung out, and she was like, "Please come to my party."
Oh, not the sad eyes.
So I'm doing it. I'm gonna do it. I know. She has like huge, beautiful sad eyes. So I said yes.
Yeah.
It's like a rooftop. I don't know, but party thing. I don't know what how many kinds of party are there?
There's more than one?
Right? I just thought there was like the party kind. Remember to bring your pocket anvil. I will.
Do it. Oh, we're getting the green LEDs in.
I won't like seat them, but I'm just putting them there.
Yeah.
Because then I'm gonna label the white with electrical tape, depending on 1, 2, 3, and then I'm gonna start seating the actual board.
Perfect.
Birthday party! Ah, I forgot about birthday parties. LEDs! Hey! Whoa, wait, that's so funny. Oh, wait, actually, I'm gonna be right back.
Okie dokie.
I am out of white heat shrink. I think I know where I have more. I will be back, but I have to leave the room. So Wolf, can you entertain them?
I will try and fail, but I will try.
Okay, be funny, be cool.
You could have given me pointers on how to do both of those first, but okay. Hey everyone, how's it going? What's the weather like? Babysit us, please. I'm not a good babysitter. Have you heard what I've done with napalm and flamethrowers? I'm not good. Family can still be entertaining. Yes, we're free. Riot, Ellie gone. You know what? A riot might be fun. Honestly, like it's a little bit of experience. It's in a safe environment. Let it out a little bit. A little riot as a treat. We love flamethrowers. Yes. Oh yeah, it's September, everyone. Remember, you can get discounts on subs all throughout this month in different tiers and different term lengths. Additionally, Gamer Subs has discounts going on right now for free shipping international if you use partner codes such as code Minibot. Valid for I think a few more days. Started yesterday or the day before, something like that. You can save 10% and get free shipping for a temporary time. So remember that. Corpa, indeed. How do you make napalm? I won't tell that because we don't know who's listening in right now. Wink, nudge, judge. Don't go back into VOD. Endorsing rioting? It's not endorsing rioting. It's preventative care. A little riot is a treat. Ah, the corpo worked.
I'm back! I'm sorry! I only found
Welcome
one!
back.
I only found one more little... what?
You can
Little
cut it.
piece. I can cut it. There's probably enough. There's probably enough. Hopefully. Oh my gosh! Sansan, thank you so much for the sub. And JT Butcher, what? JT, thank you so much! Thank you so much for the 5 gifted. McCris, thank you so much. Wait, why are you guys all giving me stuff? What happened?
Nothing.
Wolf, did you tell them to give me stuff?
No, I endorsed the riot. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna throw you under a train. Okay, let's go.
It wouldn't be the first time.
What? It should be. Mecha Marsha, thank you so much for 5 gifted. What? Harson, thank you so much for 10 gifted. You sweet people. Thank you for the bits for title.
Threaten you to sub or else? Or else what?
Or else what? Wolf,
Even
what
I'm
did
scared.
you threaten them with?
Nothing. Wait, maybe that was the problem.
Don't threaten them. Don't threaten the bugs. They're good bugs.
No, I think it was the lack of threatening, maybe.
Well, Mecha, thank you so much for 5 gifted. And Phaidon, thank you so much for 5 gifted. Whoa! Protospacer, thank you so much. Thank you for the 5 gifted. And Monomax, thank you for the 5 gifted. What are you guys doing? Luan Boo, welcome. Thank you for the follow.
Can someone grant me temporary American citizenship so I can say I plead the 5th?
Wolf, what did you do? I demand to know what you did to the code bugs.
A little riot as a treat.
As a treat. First it was crimes as a treat, now it's a riot as a treat. Is this what you consider a treat to be?
I mean, do you?
I don't know. For me, like, a treat is like guacamole.
Same thing.
Guacamole, a riot, basically the same deal.
I hereby declare that Wolf,
they're
the
both
nicest
words in the
person on Earth,
language.
did not
Same
threaten
thing.
me with anything. Insert smiling emote here.
Guaca rioting. Yeah, a little guaca riot. Okay. No. Sorry for showing you all the cat hair on my sweater right now. It's very, very cute. Very cutesy. Whoa! Protospacer, thank you so much for 3 months of Jack-o'-lantern! Thank you so much for 5 subs! What? Thank you! Thank you for the bits, Macross! I will keep them safe, I promise.
Keep him safe, keep him hidden.
These bitties need a new home,
Don't
and they
want them
found
to go
this
to the
cute
bits,
bot
man.
less than 3. Hope you will have them.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. You're all so nice to me.
Section 11C and Section 13 of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. You know what? That's too many words for me to remember.
What
I'll
are
be
you
honest.
talking about? John there!
Oh, someone's saying that the equivalent of the
Thank you so
5th.
much for the 3 months and smell that Chad. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. Oh, Ciliana Valesh, thank you so much for the bits. So wait. What was the rules and charters you were quoting before?
Oh, someone was saying the equivalent of the 5th in Canada is Section 11C and Section 13 of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever read them, I'll be honest.
Really? You didn't have to like learn that in school?
Nope.
Because we had to learn the amendments in school.
Oh, we just learned that we we have human rights,
I
and
plead Section
we
11C
kind
and
of understood
Section
that human
13
rights
of the
meant
Canadian
like
Charter of
we
Rights
could
and
breathe.
Freedoms.
Well,
I
that
don't
seems
know.
important.
We
You should
never learned this
definitely have that
stuff.
one memorized in case anyone ever tells you you're not allowed to breathe, though.
Yeah,
What will
most
you do in
Canadian
that
history
incredibly
we
specific
learn.
situation?
Yeah, most Canadian government and history stuff we learn is that we used to trade fur, and then they didn't tell us that we also did bad things. They just said we traded fur
Sounds like you
for
probably
like
didn't
5
do
years
anything
straight.
wrong ever. Sounds like probably
Oh,
it's just a
when
little
has a Canadian ever done something wrong?
fur trading wonderland you guys had up there.
Yep. Can head moose is not freedom. Same thing. That's a wild statement, Wolf. What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you guys mean?
I mean, there's a lot of wilderness in Canada, so it makes sense that there's a wild statement or two.
That's cute. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
What did I do with the LED? There
Why
it
do
is.
they apologize so much? So basically, if we apologize for something, it cannot be used as a guilty plea in court because of how much we apologize. But realistically, Canadians are very passive aggressive. We're not polite.
That's like so funny though. That they had to like change how that works for you guys.
Yeah.
Because for us, if you apologize, that
part?
can be used against you in court.
Yeah.
Swaggy! Yep, that's true. That's true,
An
Swaggy.
article in the Geneva Convention was written because of Canadian treatment of German POWs in World War II.
Oh, I was about to be like, what did you guys do to them? And then I was like, no, don't ask that. Don't. Let's not go into a discussion of torture and war crimes on twitch.tv.
No, the most torture and war crimes will do is how I don't have a multimeter and I do things with LEDs. That's how we
That
leave
does torture me, the fact that you don't have a multimeter. Can I get you one? It's killing me.
If I have a need for one,
understand.
I will get one myself. It's fine. It's the fact that I haven't had a need for one.
Wolf, are you down with red-green?
I don't know what I did back there, but I fuzzed it right up, so I gotta fix it.
Yeah, a little fuzzing doesn't hurt anything.
Well, in this case, it might a little.
Funny thing you say about me making my own multimeter. Technically, I did once.
Well, you were using LEDs for a minute. Wow,
No,
Pyra!
Does
Pyra
this
never
all
streams.
run
Well,
on
I'm gonna follow you
electricity?
just in case you
How
ever
do you
stream.
tame the sparks?
So,
How do I tame
long
the
story
sparks?
is, back in university, the day of an exam, we were thinking, should we study? I don't know, because I've never studied in my life, but the others in the department were considering it. But then we realized one of our cars wouldn't start, and we were like, it's probably the battery. So instead of studying, I made a battery testing multimeter thingy out of a LCD display and an Arduino to make sure it was the battery. And yeah, the car, it was a battery issue or alternator issue. And then we went to the exam because we were like a minute late.
Wait, what is a hype chest?
I don't know. Oh, that's one of the new things. Never mind. New hype train reward incentives.
Oh, cool. I've never seen them before.
It's pretty hype, as the kids say.
Pretty hype. Dude, I don't think the kids say that anymore. That's like what the dads say. Viewing respectfully, welcome! Thank you for the follow! My boss will say hype about, like, features that we build.
Same.
That's a terrible joint. No one look at it. No one look at it. That wasn't... I just want to be clear. My joints don't usually look like that. That's just...
You should see mine. They're much worse.
That was disgusting. Oh my god. No one look. No one see. Please, no one perceive.
Heat shrink to hide the shame. That only works so much.
Ugh, look how much it's bulging under the heat shrink. Do you see it?
Yep.
Oh, he's bulbous.
That's acceptable.
He's
That's
so
acceptable.
bulbous. It's only because I had to fix it. It's only because I had to fix it. It is one. It's one piece. What do you mean? Why use 2 heat shrinks when you could just shove the? It's just one piece. What do you mean? There's only one. Oh, you mean why not use one for power and ground together? Is that what you meant? That's cute. That's cute.
Yeah. If you had like a third heat shrink to go over both, then maybe, but
Yeah, maybe. But I don't know. I'm good with it.
Yeah, who needs that? Hey, these LEDs will never be under tension, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring. Like, I'm just not that worried about that.
Yeah, like technically speaking, like in my version, I did hot glue over all the pins on the board just out of habit, really, because of tension, even though they never move.
I was actually gonna do that
I
just because, like, why not? I saw that you did it, and like, why not? I don't know. Caution's good.
It's a habit, you know. It's tension prevention. Oh, that rhymes. Ooh,
tension prevention.
I like it.
That could be our band name.
Tension prevention. You what?
That could be our band name.
Oh yeah. Except I'm not musically inclined at all.
You could be. There's time. There's time for you. You're immortal.
I've tried. It didn't work.
Try harder. Get good.
I tried once with guitar.
You tried to get good?
Apparently, getting a instructor to teach a left-handed guitar was very hard.
You don't need an instructor.
True.
You're a smart kid. You learn by doing all the time. You literally were just talking about how you only like learn new methodologies in software by just like learn by doing. And yet you're like, oh, it's hard to find a teacher, so I didn't learn it.
Don't use my logic against me.
Ha ha ha! That was actual audio of you. That's exactly what you sounded like. When you said that.
I could see the soundboard you clicked.
Yeah, I clicked on the soundboard. I should have a wolf soundboard. Your voice is very soothing. You do great ASMR.
Like the 20th person who would at this point. It's common. People have soundboards of me.
What? What, dude? Why do people have that?
I don't know. There's also there's an audio clip of me saying the line from Skyrim that at least 3 different people have as their alarm clock sound.
What?
Yeah. If you want it for free, though, I'll do it. But yeah.
Thanks. No, you should definitely do ASMR. I'm not kidding. You do really well. Audiogenic, yeah. Wolf voice pack when? The fans want to know. The wolf fans want to know when's the voice pack coming out. Also, it's going to be loud again. 1 sec.
Yeah, never. It's not that loud, actually.
Really?
Like, barely.
Yeah, Swaggy! I made most of them myself from packs. So there are a lot more emotes now. Use them liberally.
Use the emotes, and if you don't have access to them, well, good news for you. It's currently September, and oh my god.
Missed the hype train. Wanted to keep it going just
good
like
timing.
During the Serbathon. Oh well, won't stop me from gifting though smile.
Holy! IDM! Thank you so much! I can't...
Giga Chad.
Giga Chad! Thank you so my god! Wow! Oh my god, I definitely overheated that heat shrink. Oh my god, my brain was off! My brain was off! Wow! Wow!
I think you broke the bot.
Yeah, I'm broken now. I'm broken.
Mm.
Wow! IDM, thank you so much. Yeah, clearly I do need the reboot. Oh, I like how it's right over the middle of your face, Wolf. I like that.
Ooh. Tasty.
Don't lick it.
You should have said that sooner.
Oh, no!
Didn't you know licking
Time
the loading bar makes you go
funny
faster?
Before she overheats, my boss
Puts
said
fear in
dress
it.
for the job you
Puts
want,
fear in it,
not for
so it
the
goes
job
faster.
you have. So I went in as Batman.
Thank you, Swaggy. Very cute. Very cute. I would not want to be Batman.
Yeah, no, Batman has a
Personally?
really rough life.
Right?
Yeah.
Doesn't seem good what's going on.
Too much
with
risk.
Him. Whoa, Halo Vortex!
Not enough free time.
Thank you so
Minibot
much.
Grimoli
Yeah,
High
only like
Gamers.
2 friends. You know, it doesn't seem good what's happening there.
And they're always at risk for their lives too. Like,
yeah,
that's a lot of stress.
Right? No, it seems bad. Seems real bad, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems real bad, man.
Whoa, we've been going for like 3 hours?
I thought it was 20 minutes.
Huh?
I thought it felt like 20 minutes.
Yeah, no, it's been... I don't know, dude. You're fun. You're fun to hang out with. But, like,
Yeah.
Wow. I had no idea.
I guess that means a part 3.
Yeah, there will be a part 3.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna finish getting, these in, right? So that we have, like, all of the LEDs are wired, and then I think we're gonna get the connector on the battery, and then, and then I think we're gonna call it there. Because then we just need to, like, put in the board and solder everything onto it, and then close up the antennae and attach them to the headband.
Yeah, and yeah, we can go over like some of the design, like building parts as well as like the code and such that time as well.
Yeah, sounds good.
Oh yeah, yeah, and instead of the battery, you could probably like quickly do a 5-minute spin over your breadboard layout.
Oh yeah, well, I mean we could just do that now.
Yeah, let's get the last green LED in, and then we could probably transition to it.
I'm dumb. Thank you. Whoa!
No worries.
669 viewers. Dang.
Oh.
Dang.
The power of soldering.
The power of soldering. Yeah, I did not think you guys would be that interested in this, but
you've been proven wrong so many times. You gotta start believing.
I
believe Bo every once in a while.
Believe Bo everyone. That's a mistake. Never believe Bo.
Only on Tuesdays.
I love that guy. He lies so much.
Totally not the power of ADHD VTuber. Oh, that reminds me. I still need to contact my doctor about that.
About what? ADHD? You got the...
Yeah, I finally after like 10 years talked about it and to see if I could get a diagnosis, and he said, oh yeah, just do this online exam, and if it comes back as like a preliminary like possible, I'll just give you medication, and then if it works, then we'll diagnose you.
I could have diagnosed you after like 5 minutes of this collab.
Oh no, trust me, I would do it myself, but like professionally, because I came to the point where I'm like, I wonder if medication will work. I wonder if it'll help. What am I like with it? That was like months ago, and I forgot to follow up.
See, that means you have ADHD for sure.
I might wait like another month, you know, so it's not like a weird in between of too short and too long. Maybe, I don't know. To box number 1 on the test. To be fair, the test questions, it's not like the normal route. He's part of
the follow. Sorry, continue. What were you saying?
He's part of a network of family doctors that like does the specific website sort of thing. So it's not like a perfect thing. And in fact, like the questions really were a bit weird. Like they didn't seem super ADHD based, half of them, I would say. Or if they were kind of like highly dependent on you working in an office as an adult, which I haven't done in years.
Yeah, who works in an office? Oh my god. Sounds awful.
Yeah.
LOL. I can't imagine what that would be like. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh god, like the current contract I'm on is like trying to negotiate us going into an office once a week, but
Mm.
doesn't work out because we have people in other provinces on the team, and that means they'd be going into an office alone. So we're kind of pushing back on that a bit.
Well, I mean, I kind of like going into the office personally.
Yeah, it's nice, but like
Maybe that's just PTSD, but I don't know. We get
distance.
catered lunches. You get like.
So let me put it this way. If I go into the office every day, that takes up 2 to 2.5 hours of my day.
Yeah, I mean, not quite this. Oh, actually, yeah, a little longer for me. Yeah, just because like
I
the big city. So like with the
Yeah,
commute and like I take I
getting
walk and then
ready
I
and all
take a
that
bus and
stuff.
then a train and then a bus. So like
Mm.
it works out to being like yeah, about that much of my day.
Yeah. Yeah, here it's just I get so much other stuff done in that time. I have a hard time thinking of going back because I
Yeah, I hear ya.
was really bad with like doing 60,000 hobbies with very little time. And now that I have
I've
those
been
extra few hours in
diagnosed
the
with
day,
becoming a dad
I can get
next
so
year.
much done.
Lucky'd 71 roll soon. He'll be
Wait,
forced to do
Swaggy,
dad
is this
humor.
real? Are you actually becoming a dad
Ayo,
next year?
do you need help with the dad jokes? Because I can provide.
Oh my gosh! Wait, Wolf, are you a dad?
No, I'm 25.
I don't know. People are dads at 25. I know
Oh
your
yeah, one of my
life. I'm not
roommates
about to
is.
judge you.
One of my roommates is, but yeah, no.
Yeah,
Wait,
there
am I
you go.
25? Yeah,
See?
my phone says I'm 25.
Your phone says you're 25. Jesus Christ. Why don't boys know their age? What is happening
Doesn't
there?
matter. Doesn't come up often. They're not being illegally distributed dad jokes. I like puns, and dad jokes are a subclass of puns. Uh, in fact, I have the greatest pun, but it involves my name, and I'm not gonna say that right now.
No!
No,
How
I'll
sad.
tell you later though.
Okay, good.
But like it's also information that I don't. It's not doxable information. It's just public forum information kind of deal, you know?
Mhm.
The kind of stuff you don't say in big spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wolf is 251,000 years old. That sounds a bit rounded there.
Yeah, you could have just told the pun without saying it was your name, though.
No, like tr trust me,
Do you have
you
any
know what, I'm just
interim
gonna
puns for us?
I can't really come up with them on the spot, but there's a good story pun that I usually do tell in situations like this because usually the way I do puns is I rely on making them up on the spot when I'm given like context, but if I'm asked to do a pun, it's not coming. But because usually the puns I try to do are like weaved into stories kind of thing, you know, that kind of deal. I don't like just saying puns out of nowhere. Those are bad puns.
What? I think the best puns are said out of nowhere.
No, I mean like that's fine, but like like puns that are not relevant to anything going on.
Oh, that's what you mean by out of nowhere. I thought you meant
Yeah.
like out of the context of being like, here's a pun I've got for you. And I was like, that's probably better if you don't do that.
Yeah, no, like if it's given, for example, many years ago, like 2017, I want to say, I was moderating for a friend of mine who was streaming, doesn't stream anymore,
Wait, you mod?
because work.
You
Yeah,
want to be my mod so we can
I
hang
like.
out more? You want to be my friend? I don't know, man. I just think you're cool. You want to see the Neurodog design and tell me everything I did wrong? Sorry.
We'll talk later.
That was a lot.
No, it's fine. Fine. No, I used to be quite active modding. I have like currently like 15 or 16 channels right now in my
What?
Chatterino that are enabled. Half of them don't stream anymore. It's fine.
Huh.
It's fine. But one of them was like ocean themed, and there was one day where I went on for 3.5 hours of doing a unique ocean or sea related pun to the point where he just temp banned me for a week.
Holy. Holy.
Yeah. Ocean puns. You know, it's quite vast,
Ocean
the
puns.
things you can do
Take
with
me
there.
by the hand, lead me to the pun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna no.
Yeah. We're not shelling out any new puns here. Just gonna wave on by and, you know, go with the flow, you know.
Oh,
Let
guys,
the
what did I
current
do
mood
to
set
the
in.
overlay? What did I do to it? I was trying to move
Oh,
myself so that you'd
oh
be able
no.
to see the... But now the chat is in the wrong spot. Okay, we're gonna put that back up there and take me... We're gonna put me over here so that you guys can actually see what I'm doing. I should have done that first. But this should be good now. Okay.
Your hands were moving quite a bit. We could see.
Really? I suddenly got worried
If it
that I was doing
helps,
like a real bad job.
if it helps, I haven't been looking at the Discord screen share at all because my delay on Twitch is currently 0.36 seconds. So
Holy
I've just been looking at
moly.
Twitch.
Yeah, no, why bother at that point?
Yeah.
How do you have like an active thing that shows you what your delay is?
Yeah, there are 3 big extensions that people use with Twitch. There's BTTV, 7TV, which is the newest one, and FFZ. Technically speaking, you shouldn't use all 3 at once. I do because I'm insane.
Why shouldn't you use
And
all
they
three at
basically do like
once?
they do like 90% of the same stuff, and they might have some like instability because they are competing with each other a bit. They have
That makes
compatibility
sense.
stuff built in, but it's whatever. But Frank Face is the only one that adds your stream latency underneath the stream video.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's great. 7TV is best for emotes recently. After they changed a lot of stuff with like copyright and like their default emote set, then they started to become better.
The heat shrink action no one was asking to have better centered on the screen. Although watching the heat shrink is like honestly very satisfying to me. I do love it.
It is, yeah. As I said, it's good. Yeah, like all 3 for emotes are quite good. Honestly, like I just use all 3 because I've been on Twitch long enough that I was there when they were first developed. So I was like,
my
oh, I'll just
god.
add it.
Wait,
And I'll
how
just
old
add
is
it.
your Twitch
Then I'll
account?
just add it. So I made my Twitch account years after I started watching on Twitch because I'm from the Justin TV days,
Oh
the
my
old name of the
god.
site. Only recently did I like 2015, I think, make an actual account because I wanted to follow
Recently,
people.
and then it's 2015.
Yeah, and
So
then I didn't
recent.
speak in any Twitch chats until like 2017
That's the
because
right
I was
choice. I
watching.
never talk in Twitch chats.
Yeah, I never did. What broke me was a now friend of mine who actually works for VR chat. Ironically,
Oh wow,
he was doing a
cool.
coding stream once, and I was infuriated because he was doing something that would cause a memory leak in C#, and I didn't know C#
No!
at the time. So
Two
I did not know C#,
portcullis! Two
but I could tell looking at the code
cabs.
that it was gonna.
Welcome. Yeah?
Yeah, I could tell looking at the code it was going to cause a memory leak because it was like dealing with audio streams and it was like 2 nested loops and it was like not proper outing. So as I coached him through the logic of the code, I was also looking up C# to make sure I was right.
Yeah, I mean, C#
I
has
was.
like great garbage collection, but even so, you do have to think.
Oh yeah, but like he was going to go into like a weird infinite loop kind of thing without breaking audio streams, and it would mess up stuff.
So not necessarily even a memory leak, just an infinite loop.
Oh, it was really bad. It was for like a
Yikes.
TTS program with soundboard integration that he was making. Yeah. So I ended up doing the entire project afterward because I yeah. But yeah. Ironically, that's the first person that modded me. But yeah. Yeah, so that's when I started talking on Twitch. I was like, well, I'm in the deep end now. I guess I'm stuck here, and I've been around Twitch since.
Well, we've made a ton of progress on our antennae. I guess we'll do the actual board next time. I guess there'll be a part 3, which I'm excited for. Wolf, you're obviously invited, but if you never want to hang out with me again, I totally get it, and that's like really cool and normal, and that's fine. You don't have to
you can't get rid of me now.
Anyway, yeah, you said that it would be good to go through the breadboard. I don't know, let's go through it. So it's the same circuit that's represented in the bottom left of my screen. Itsuka Kasuga, welcome! Thank you for the follow. I'm sorry I was illiterate momentarily. Humiliating. So. It's the same circuit. It's a pretty simple circuit, right? Really? It's just 5 LEDs. And there's also a battery, right? So, whoa, Platt, welcome! Thank you for the follow, right? So, each LED has a resistor, right? When you're looking. Oh my god, I got the magnetic pogo pins connected to the resistors because of the magnets. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's happened a lot to me.
You read them like this. And that's also then the direction that they go in the circuit, right? When you're going from power to ground, right?
Wait. The resistors don't have a direction.
Resistors don't have a direction?
Well, for current, no, but for reading, yes.
Yeah.
I think. Maybe. I don't know anymore.
That's what I'm saying. That's the direction you read them, and then you put them in the circuit in that direction so that it's easier to read them.
It's early. It's like 6 p.m. or something. It's early. Forgive me.
Oh my god. So, you're all good. Wait, did you just say it was 6 p.m. so it was early?
That was a joke.
Oh, okay.
I was saying I'm stupid.
Anyway, no, I don't think you're stupid.
Professional idiot, remember? Multidisciplinary idiot.
Multidisciplinary idiot, yeah. I'm proud to know you. So, one thing that you might notice about this that's pretty funny looking, Andromeda, welcome! Thank you so much for the follow! Is that, the red wire is going into the ground lane, and the black wire is going into the power lane. Why is that? Well, it's because if you look really close at the board itself, I don't know how well I'll be able to show it, but I think you'll be able to see it. You'll see that there is actually power on the side that the connector has as black, and ground on the side that the connector has as red. So, what Wolf was saying before is that there is actually no standard for those connectors. What?
Yeah, like there's two LEDs. Sorry, there's 2 wires, and yet somehow people are like, oh, it's 2 wires. We'll just put them next to each other. And there's never been a standard for like which is left or which is right. People just make them.
Yeah, so I easily could have just made an inverter for this, but I didn't feel like it. So instead, I just swapped the colors for that. It's fine. It's fine.
It works.
Here, yeah, right. Ground goes to the ground lane that all of these LEDs have their ground leg in. And then, for power signal, whatever you want to call it in this case, is kind of both. In this case, when you only have 2 wires, right? Then right, it just goes from whichever pin is responsible. We talked a little bit about pulse width modulation last time and how it works and how you can get like analog like results from a digital pin with digital output, and so that's what each of these pins are. Yeah. Anyway, I hope that's
Oui.
Oui. Teach me more French.
No.
No?
I'm not good at French. I
Mon
can't even
Dieu.
speak my first language. Don't make me speak my third.
Well, wait, your third? Wait, how many languages do you speak?
2. But not my first language. Long story short, parents immigrant, my first language I stopped being taught like after preschool got confused about my accent. So yeah, I don't know Dutch.
My chat is green. Well, oh, so you okay? So, huh? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So
Yeah,
that means that
I
you
speak
have
like 5 words.
Give them to us. Tell them. Your
Um,
cat.
they're
Your
all
cat
they're all
is
swear.
green.
I can't. I'm capped on swear words.
Oh no! You only know swears. It's fine.
I know one.
Mhm.
Goedemorgen.
What does it mean?
Good morning. Goedemorgen. Hoe gaat het? Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Stroopwafel. Very good food.
I love that word.
Stroopwafel.
Yeah, I know that one.
Drop. Licorice. Love it.
Ah, I love licorice. It's like my favorite candy.
American licorice or real licorice?
Real licorice.
Oh, thank God.
Not like Twizzlers. Although I enjoy a good Twizzler from time to time. It's like eating a scented candle, but who can resist?
Fair. Can you say goedemorgen? Goedemorgen. Reptile, you can probably guess which part of the Netherlands my family comes from based on how I said that.
Oh, is it really that different? Is it really that regional?
Yeah, the north, especially North Holland, has a lot more of the sound.
That's such a good sound. Wait, do
when
that
it goes
again.
to
Do that again. Do
G's.
that again.
Oh no, so
How do
that's
you
the
do it?
R's. The G, throat, like for the G's, but the R's can
Let
be
me try. Is that right?
close.
Huh?
Try to say hot, but with the G
Hot?
as that sound.
Hot?
Yeah, that's close. That's close to the. That's close to the G sound. It's like
Hey,
it's like a
we'll
rolled
take it.
H.
Close enough, he said.
Close enough. I haven't been there in like 10 years to visit family.
Throaty G is my Wu-Tang name. Wait, Bright Rock, you're so funny. You're so funny. Dutch is weird as an Afrikaans person. Oh yeah, because they're very similar, right? Like Afrikaans is just kind of like
It's
the angry
derived
sheep.
from it, really. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the follow.
Doing G-Ron regional. But also right now, it's quite dry in the air, so I can't do the sound super properly.
What sound?
Because the G sound in goedemorgen. I can't do it super properly right now because it's very dry.
Morgen.
You could say goedemorgen, but no, there's like a million ways to do it.
I give up. Yeah, I like every kind of licorice. I've never had licorice I didn't like. Even the weird salty licorice that my dad brought back from Finland.
Oh, salmiakki. It's
salmiakki.
a different kind of salty. It's different kind of salt than the salted Dutch licorice that I like doubles out. I love salty licorice.
Yeah, no, it's so satisfying.
Don't give it to people that don't know about it. I scarred a roommate for life because of it once.
How?
I gave it to him, and he was like, "Sure." And then he ran to the opposite end of the campus to spit it out, and he didn't talk to me for a week.
No!
Yeah.
He blamed you. I feel like that's on him. If you eat something that someone hands you, I don't know. If you're not strong enough, that's on you.
He tried to get revenge by making me eat like a super spicy Korean dish, but joke's on him. I love spicy food.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I have a high spice tolerance, so I was like, ooh, this is sweet. It's like, it's not supposed to be sweet.
Before I established any kind of work-life balance, and I was just like, oh, I guess you just work all the time. You just stay at work as long as ever, and then you can just
people don't work 24/7.
Yeah, right. And they had food there. Like they would just serve you every meal of the day. So I was like, oh, go home. Why? Who's she? So, I would only go home on like weekends, and the only thing during that time in my life, the only things in my fridge were 3 different kinds of hot sauce and my cat's heart medicine.
Oh. Work-life balance.
Work-life balance.
What if life is enjoyable with work?
I would say I kind of have work-life balance now, but only on a technicality.
Yeah.
Right?
Workaholic life.
Because it's like, oh yeah, now I come home from work sometimes, and I make sure I even come home from work sometimes like a little bit earlier, like around like 6, so that I can like stream and stuff. And then it's like, well, that's a different kind of work. It's still not really work-life balance, but on a technicality, I'll take it.
On the technicality.
Surströmming. Wait, isn't that the fermented like alkaline
fermented
fish?
rotten fish.
How is it? Have you had it?
Once. It was fine. It reminded me a lot of pickled herring, which I've had in a few Dutch markets.
Oh.
Not quite the same, but it's okay. But then again, I love seafood, but that's because like my region of Canada is known for seafood. Our McDonald's has lobster, for example. Like that's how big seafood is here.
That's crazy.
Since your parents like Sweden, you should try their national dish. Surströmming. It tastes like
chloride, sugar, and a pinch of salt. Best mix.
Yeah. My parents have had it, but I've never had it. Lutefisk. Yeah, lutefisk is like a similar concept, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, being an adult as your hobby's turning into work. I mean, like, I'm playing some weddings. I'm booked to play some weddings next year, which is exciting already.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm pretty hyped. And that's a hobby becoming work, you know? So yeah, at this point, I did get offered a position at the center where I do where I document bugs and stuff, but I didn't take it. I'm still just volunteering there just because like I don't know what's gonna happen with streaming, with work, and I don't wanna, you know, if I get promoted at work, I don't wanna have to like quit that. And if I wind up streaming more for some reason, like if people are like, wow, Ellie, your content is so good, oh my god, we want more of it, then I don't wanna.
Wow, Ellie, your content's so good, we want more of it.
Shut up. Well, anyway, the point is, so that's like the one spot. Am I still a robotics engineer? Yeah. As opposed to what? No. Now I know. I couldn't think of a funny enough job. Now I'm a cheesemonger. Now I'm a full-time cheesemonger. Wow. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. Wolf, thank you for putting up with me. I'm sorry I was weird before. I hope it's okay.
Oh no, it's inexcusable. No, you're good. You're good.
Let's see who's streaming right now. I'm gonna move my wire back so that I can actually reach my keyboard.
Wow, Ellie, you're so cool.
Oh, shut up. What's
up with 1 second?
No.
We're on.
Okay, there we go. Whoa, like, no one is. Oh, because this is. Hi, guys, I accidentally signed on with my personal Twitch account. Never mind.
Wow, Ellie, your content is so good. We want more of it. Minibot
Oh, no.
Molly.
Thank you so much for the sub. Cringe. Oh my god. Cringe. Okay. Wait, we're on the real one now. No soccer on this one. Let's see who's on right now. Wow. A lot of people I really respect. A lot of very cool streamers.
Ellie, before you go,
not a
please
lot of
name
people
your
I know.
favorite cheese.
My favorite cheese?
Got no one.
Oh, oh my god, that's so hard. It's between fresh mozzarella and Romano.
Depends on context for me.
Yeah,
I like a good aged
give me
Gouda
your...
or Gouda.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Gouda?
it
Wait.
depends.
How do you say that?
Gouda or Gouda?
Gouda. Guys, there's like
You
no one
did
I
it
know
perfectly.
on right now. Am I stupid? I might be stupid.
No, you're smart.
What do I do?
Uh,
Skullkid, welcome! Thank you so much for the follow! Yeah, that's a good raid message. Raid Bow? Absolutely freaking not. Absolutely not. You can't raid Bow with like less than 1,000 people, right? She'll just be like, get away from me. Get away from me. Can I raid Bow? Is that weird? Is it weird to raid Bow? Can you even raid Bow with
Well,
not less than 1,000 people?
Well, you forget the nerdy girl Riz has a multiplier of like 10.
Stop! We don't talk about that! We don't talk about that! I have not forgotten. Okay, fine. We're gonna raid Bow, but like, please, everyone, don't like tell her I'm cool, but like act like I'm cool. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Okay. There's gonna be so. I'm gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. Chat, get through this with me. Oh God, I've never. Oh God. Okay. Start raid. Okay.
Girl Riz.
1 viewer ready to raid. 110 ready to raid. 194 ready to raid. 284 ready to raid. 391 ready to raid. 577 ready to raid. 608 ready to raid. 626 ready to raid. Okay, are we ready, everybody? Are we ready? Let's go. Let's go. I'm fine. I'm not hyperventilating at all. Let's go.
There we go. Good job.
He exploded. What's this?
Well, chat